Hi, I'm Naz Rahman. In 2017, the Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival was officially launched in Malaysia with its first Vios one-make race in Batu Kawan. Since then, from Penang to Johor to Kuala Lumpur, the TGR Festival has successfully grown its one-make racing series, the Vios Challenge, from season to season, making a huge presence and bringing significant impact to Malaysian motorsports.
When we first brought the GAZOO Racing brand to Malaysia, no one would have thought that motor racing would be able to spin off so many opportunities. But more importantly, the brand has made a positive and impactful contribution to our society and the sport.
The GAZOO Racing brand has grown exponentially with the introduction of the GR Supra, the GR Yaris and the Malaysian-built GR Sports Vios, a tribute to the Vios Challenge race cars.
Toyota GAZOO Racing globally started with the intention to develop ever better cars and ever better people through motorsports activities. Here in Malaysia, I saw an opportunity for us to push the limit of our product and people. This has elevated the brand image of the Toyota Malaysia into one that is dynamic, sporty, and exciting. For this reason, I got the behind the wheel to champion the initiative here in Malaysia through the Vios Challenge. Today, the Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival has grown into one of the most exciting motorsports events. In 5 years, the GAZOO Racing brand has made an impactful presence in Malaysia, and we intend to continue this pursuit.
This year, we welcome Season 5, and in this season, we shall feature 6 races, with the very first one kicking off in March. New to this year's racing calendar is the Vios Sprint Cup, 2 rounds happening at the Malaysian Championship Series. GAZOO Racing will also further punctuate its presence by participating in the Sepang 1000km endurance race in November this year. TGR Season 5 will welcome back our 4 racing classes. The promotional class will feature your favorite Malaysian celebrities. The Super Sporting class will feature elite and professional drivers, while the Sporting class will feature gentlemen and amateur drivers. And the crowd favorite, ladies and gentlemen, the Rookie class, featuring some of the most finest talented drivers Malaysian motorsports has to offer. GAZOO Racing will also continue its Young Talent Development Program to provide young drivers an impactful and affordable platform for them to transition into saloon car racing here in Malaysia. This season, GAZOO Racing will be introducing new GR and GR Sports models and are already underway to expand the GAZOO Racing Garage network nationwide.
It has been exciting to witness what GAZOO Racing Malaysia has accomplished over recent years. The bar has been set very high, and I'm excited to continue this legacy of excellence. I'm thrilled to chart a way forward for GAZOO Racing to continue to make an impactful contribution to Malaysia. With new GR vehicles, the assembly of additional GR Sport vehicles, and the expansion of the GR garage engagements through even more GR parts and accessories and new GR merchandises.
Indeed, be prepared for Season 5 Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival. It's going to be the biggest racing season yet.
Thank you, racers, teams, and dealers who made it possible to have GAZOO Racing here in Malaysia. Special thanks to our sponsors and business partners for your strong support, your trust, and your belief in the brand throughout this journey. You made this possible.
It has been a huge honor for me to see both the Toyota and the Toyota GAZOO Racing brand evolve. With the foundation that we have firmly put in place, I'm very confident that GAZOO Racing brand will soar to even greater heights in Malaysia. And now, it has come to the end of my journey here in Malaysia. I bid you farewell for now, but never goodbye. Onwards with Season 5. Ganbatte!
We will continue to strive for excellence and bring forth the way through GAZOO Racing. Together, we shall shape a more exciting future. See you at Season 5.
I want GAZOO Racing to grow even more in coming years. See you at Season 5.
It's been an absolute honor to be your host for the past 4 years. And Season 5 is definitely going to be a blast. We'll see you online. We'll see you on track. This is Season 5 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival, Malaysia.
Hey Shukri, how was the ride?
Best! Handling dia best. Dah rasa macam dalam kereta lumba.
Oh, awesome. Let's take the opportunity to introduce this car to our viewers.
Kereta ni nampak lebih sporty kan? Cuba tengok. Tapi sebenarnya, dia telah disuntik dengan DNA Toyota GAZOO Racing di dalam. Desain GR Sport pada bahagian bumper depan, grill dan aero kit membuatkan kereta ni nampak lebih agresif. Penggunaan lampu LED depan membuatkan dia kelihatan lebih sleek dan ditambah pula dengan daytime running light membuatkan kereta ni nampak lebih garang. Ia juga didatangkan dengan wing mirror dan door handle berwarna hitam bagi menyerlahkan lagi imej sporty pada kereta ini. Di bahagian belakangnya pula, kombinasi lampu LED yang kelihatan lebih sleek dan didatangkan pula dengan spoiler dan aero kit berwarna hitam dan untuk menjadikan satu kereta sport yang lengkap, yang ini mahal. Emblem GR Sport diletakkan pada kereta ini untuk menyerlahkan lagi identiti kereta ini. Jadi, kini anda memiliki peluang untuk memiliki model kereta Toyota GAZOO Racing milik anda sendiri. Secara keseluruhan, untuk design language model Vios GR Sport ini lebih stylish dan lebih sporty. Malah saya berani kata, design model ini mirip dengan GR Yaris yang juga dibawa masuk oleh UMW Toyota.
The Vios GRS was envisioned to give you a fun-to-drive driving experience. To me, personally, the car actually has dual personality. So on your regular daily drive, you can enjoy a comfortable ride with upgraded safety features courtesy of Toyota Safety Sense. And if you decide to take it up a notch, it actually transforms itself into a refined version of the race car. Where the Vios GRS really shines is in its ride and handling. Wheels, tires, springs and dampers are all working as one, finely developed to provide you a sporty driving experience. I believe the Toyota engineers have went through great lengths to accomplish this. The Vios GRS comes equipped with beautifully designed in black accent 17-inch wheels, and it is actually wrapped with Toyota's Proxus TR1, which is equipped in all the TGR Vios Challenge cars.
The responsive 10-speed CVT transmission, now available in the new Vios GRS, provides you that fun factor while maximizing the potential of the engine. Another nice touch with the GRS is the pedal shifters, which replicate a gear shift and allows you to have manual control while firmly keeping your hands on the steering wheel.
Even though the Vios GRS gives you that experience of sporty driving, it does not compromise on comfort and safety.
Toyota GAZOO Racing has come a long way since 2007, building a strong brand presence within the motorsports community. The iconic GR logo is positioned in many prominent places in the car. You have the seats, push-start button, and the MID, which greets you every time you start the car. I also like how the speedometer is decked out in red with red illumination. For me, the highlight of the GRS interior is the semi-bucket sport seats. They have great hip support to keep me in place when I'm maneuvering around the corners, but at the same time comfortable enough for long distance driving.
You can now experience the new Vios GR Sport at selected Toyota showrooms. So book a test drive and experience it for yourself now. Check out for more details at the Toyota website.
It's all about the drive. Cuba sekali lagi boleh?
Last.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi kepada pengunjung-pengunjung di Sepang International Circuit. Make some noise! Ya, sudah begitu lama kita tak berjumpa bersua muka. Kita dalam fasa endemik kali ini. Toyota GAZOO Racing musim yang kelima. Kita menjemput peminat-peminat suka bermotoran bersama-sama kita. Menghangatkan suasana. Dan juga kepada anda yang sedang menonton di rumah, di living room, di kedai mamak dan sebagainya. Melalui perantara-perantara anda. Kita bersiaran langsung secara atas talian untuk membawa kehangatan Race Day 2 di sini. Super Sporting Class, Rookie dan juga Promotional Class. Artis-artis kegemaran anda, Toyota GAZOO Racing Celebrities kita akan berantap di atas lita ini. Ladies and gentlemen, inilah dia jentera-jentera kita untuk Vios Challenge. Dan insyaAllah kepada mereka, pengunjung-pengunjung yang datang sini akan mendapat peluang untuk berjalan di atas lita dan mengambil gambar dan bertegur sapa dengan pelumba-pelumba jentera-jentera ini. Termasuklah selebriti-selebriti kita juga. Jadi kepada anda yang baru saja bersama kita di atas talian juga, saya Nas Rahman yang akan menemani anda sepanjang hari ini sehingga upacara penyampaian hadiah pusingan yang kedua ini. Kepada anda yang dah register untuk Toyota GAZOO Racing Fantasy Dream Team, semak semula markah-markah yang akan anda dapat, terutamanya selepas Race Day 2 ini. Hadiah-hadiah lumayan menanti anda. Kalau nak tahu cara untuk mendaftar dan cara untuk memenangi hadiah, sila layari laman web Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia. Kita bersiaran langsung di YouTube dan juga Facebook, dan 44 pelumba dengan jentera-jentera mereka juga berada di sini. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening ceremony, of course, watched by those of you who are online. You get to catch the action as well. Of course, the action is a lot hotter if you're here in Sepang International Circuit. Jadi kepada anda yang menonton, nampak begitu teruja. Ladies and gentlemen, come on down. Hati kita, niur kita tadahkan. Berbagai aktiviti disarankan untuk anda seisi keluarga. And so, we shall move on with the opening ceremony. Salutations to UMW Toyota President Mr. Ravindran K, UMW Toyota Deputy Chairman Takashi Obata-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. We have UMW Toyota Marketing General Manager Mr. Nicky Lim here with us as well. Dear racers who are on standby from all four classes, our promotional class celebrities who are here with us, tidak dilupakan para peminat Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia. Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi semuanya. Saya meminta anda semua untuk berdiri untuk lagu kebangsaan Negaraku. Terima kasih para hadirin sekalian. Silalah ambil tempat masing-masing. Silakan. Sementara itu kita kembali kepada penonton-penonton. Ini dia Race Day 2. 4 kategori kita bakal berlumba sedikit masa lagi untuk mendapatkan markah Super Sporting, Rookie Class dan juga Promotional Class. Jadi untuk menghangatkan lagi suasana, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome ladies and gentlemen, please welcome untuk sepatah dua kata kita menjemput UMW Toyota Marketing General Manager Mr. Nicky Lim. Berikan beliau tepukan gemuruh.
Selamat pagi semua. Good morning everybody. Mr. Takashi Obata, Deputy Chairman UMW Toyota Motors. Mr. Ravindran K, President UMW Toyota Motors. sponsors, partners, race teams, dealers, members of media dan para hadirin sekalian. Welcome to Toyota GAZOO Racing Season kelima.
Woo!
This is our first TGR event after 2 years of absence, and we are very, very honored for all of you to come and support us. And for that, we thank you. We want to thank all the participating racing team for being part of this wonderful occasion. And we wish you all the best. We wish the fans all the best. The weather is holding up for us. And what else can we ask for? We just want the race team to do the best for the fans. And good luck dan semoga berjaya. Thank you.
Good luck, semoga berjaya. Thank you very much, Nicky. Untuk kata-kata perangsang buat pelumba-pelumba kita, insyaAllah. Please be safe on the road. Safety first, fun second always at Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival here at Sepang International Circuit. And so, ladies and gentlemen, para penonton di rumah, kita bakal menjemput racers kita ke hadapan untuk bergambar. One big happy family. And so, first and foremost, I'd like to invite drivers from Super Sporting Class. Dipersilakan ke depan untuk mengambil tempat anda. Kalau boleh DJ, kita ada mood music sikit lah, baru rancak suasana di sini, yes. Alright, please follow instructions of all the marshals. We shall be positioning you for our group photo session. And a friendly reminder to all racers and to our VIPs joining in just a few moments. Please do listen to our instructions as we take these photos. There'll be 3 places where you're supposed to look, including the platform right up here. So everybody will get a fair share or fair angles of all the photographs, yeah? All right, driver from Super Sporting Class is here. Next, we'd like to invite our drivers from Sporting Class. Let's go! Ini dia wira-wira kita dari Super Sporting Class, and joining them are the drivers from Sporting Class. Silakan, silakan. Please follow instructions of the marshals. Okay. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, following up with the Toyota GAZOO Racing Youth Development Program, we invite our rookies to join our drivers for this group photo. These are our young prospects, para hadirin sekalian, anak-anak muda kita yang sedang dilatih untuk menawan dunia suatu hari nanti, insyaAllah. Last but not least, let's invite our Toyota GAZOO Racing celebrities. Dipersilakan Nabil Ahmad, Syukri Yahya, Ziza Raza, Kai Baha, Wani Hasrita, Nabila Razali, Akhirin Akhiruddin, jangan kita lupa, Jana Anik. Let's join the party, and Ain Idrus, dipersilakan. All right, we're almost ready for this epic photograph. Let's check with our cameraman up there. Angle is good? All right, those on the left-hand side right here, we're going to push it in a little bit. And once things are ready, we'd like to invite our VIPs to join this photo moment. Dipersilakan. All right, and of course, join the picture. In the picture, we have UMW Toyota President Mr. Ravindran K, and of course, UMW Toyota Deputy Chairman Takashi Obata. After more than 2 years of going online, only meeting fans across a camera screen or TV screen, we are here live at Sepang International Circuit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I would like to have all drivers please face forward, not up, forward, yeah. This is the main picture for people who are at the forward line. Members of the media. All right. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Let's take the front picture first and then we look up, yeah? All right, front first, everybody. Kita tak sampai level lah bro. Tak sampai level lah bro. Alright. Now I'd like to ask all drivers, take a look at the platform up here. Take a look at the platform right up there. Watch the birdie, watch the birdie. Excellent. Ain, apa ni main-main di sini? Tengok kamera, tengok kamera. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the photos that we need. Let's give our racers a big round of applause. Semoga selamat bila berlumba nanti. Do your best, drivers. This is Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival, Season 5. All right, drivers, I would like to invite you. Please move to your cars. Dipersilakan. We would like to say thank you to UMW Toyota President Mr. Ravindran K. Thank you to Mr. UMW Toyota Deputy Chairman Takashi Obata. We'd like to invite our VIPs as well for a tour of all the Vios Challenge cars as well as their drivers. Para hadirin sekalian, those of you who are on the paddock and not to forget those of you on the grandstand, semua dah bersedia? Tidak dilupakan peminat-peminat kita yang berada di main entrance. Selepas walkabout ini, kita akan buka gate dan anda semua dijemput untuk bersama-sama pelumba-pelumba kita dan juga bertegur sapa, berselfie, ambil video, bertiktok selama 20 minit di atas lita ini. Sementara itu kepada anda penonton di rumah yang sedang melihat kehangatan di lita Sepang antarabangsa ini. Tahu-tahu kita ada satu lagi pusingan yang ketiga yang akan diadakan pada bulan September nanti insya-Allah. Dan kepada anda yang teruja, wow, ini dia suasana di Sepang International Circuit. Apa kata pusingan ketiga kita bersama-sama kita raikan kehangatan Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival. Pusingan yang ketiga nanti, it's going to be a night race insya-Allah, and it's going to be a fun event. So kepada anda yang sedang menonton di rumah, jangan khawatir, jangan gusar, jangan gundah gulana. Dan kepada anda yang masih, kita ni duduk dekat dengan Sepang juga. Mungkin dekat Nilai, dekat Seremban, mungkin di Kuala Lumpur dan sebagainya. Masa masih panjang, hari masih panjang. Anda masih ada peluang untuk naik kereta sekarang juga datang ke Sepang International Circuit untuk bersama-sama menikmati kehangatan Race Day 2 untuk Super Sporting, Rookies dan juga promotional class kita. Dari setakat ini kita lihat walkabout kita. Wani Hasrita sedang bergambar dengan Presiden UMW Toyota Mr. Ravindran K. Teruskan dengan opportunity nampaknya. Wah, bersama dengan Haji Nabil. Haji. Di mana Haji? Oh, tu dia Haji, tersenyum lebar. Oh, cewa. Good luck to all racers. Piwit. Baiklah, jentera nombor 37, Akhirudin. Awesome race day 1. And let's hope she'll have an awesome race day 2 as well. Antara selebriti kita yang mewarnai Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival musim yang kelima ini. Selepas ini kita akan bukakan ruang untuk anda pengunjung-pengunjung, peminat-peminat sukan permotoran, peminat-peminat selebriti-selebriti kita untuk turun padang. Kita turun ke lita untuk bersama-sama mereka bertegur sapa, ambil gambar dan sebagainya. Dan untuk mengucapkan semoga berjaya, good luck on the track. Dan kalau anda datang ke bawah ni, anda berjumpa dengan rookies kita, jangan terperanjat. Nampak begitu muda. Ada yang 15 tahun, 16 tahun, ada yang tak ada lesen lagi. Nak bawa kereta atas jalan raya tak boleh, tapi racing boleh. Tapi skill atau kewibawaan mereka tidak dapat dipertikaikan. Mereka sememangnya mempunyai bakat luar biasa yang diasah di Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival ini. Jadi kepada anda semua yang juga rasa anda mempunyai bakat, well, you can register yourself for the Toyota GAZOO Racing Youth Development Program, insyaAllah. Excellent stuff. Rakan-rakan media juga ada bersama-sama kita untuk merangkap aktiviti-aktiviti yang sedang berlaku di Lita ini. Let's capture these moments, pocket full of smiles, as we give tribute to the drivers. 44 drivers, 44 cars, 4 categories, and in each category, there can be only one winner. Jadi bersyukur, kita rasa bersyukur dapat bersama-sama dengan peminat sukan permotoran. Dah begitu lama kita tak berjumpa. Dan sekarang ni kita dapat berjumpa di atas Lita, bertegur sapa, mengambil gambar. InsyaAllah, this is our new normal. Jadi kalau boleh kita terus terapkan SOP. Kepada anda yang rasa lebih selamat untuk pakai pelitup muka, silakan pakai pelitup muka anda. Although it's an open environment, kalau tak pakai pun okey juga. Itulah di SOP baru kita. Tapi yang lebih penting, kita nak beri tabik hormat kepada yang kat grandstand. How you guys doing grandstand? Oh, semua tengah tak sabar, semua tengah panas panas. Kat sini lagi panas nanti. Tapi puas hati, berbaloi dapat bersama artis-artis kegemaran anda sedikit masa lagi ya. Dalam kita berseronok di sini, jangan kita lupa akan bakti yang ditaburkan oleh our medical teams dan our marshals. Saya nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada team marshals. Well done, terima kasih di atas khidmat dan bakti anda. Tidak kenal panas ataupun hujan. Terima kasih kepada pasukan security kita. Tidak lupakan pasukan keselamatan dan juga medics kita who are always on standby right here at Sepang International Circuit ya. Baiklah, sambil kita adakan walkabout ini, bersedialah peminat-peminat yang berada di main gate, yang berada di grandstand. Kita akan mengadakan public grid walk kita pada pukul 11 nanti. Jadi kira-kira dalam 7 atau 8 minit lagi kita akan habiskan aktiviti kita di sini dan kita akan buka untuk members of the public selama 20 minit pukul 11 pagi hingga 11.20 pagi. Wah, untungnya orang grandstand. Wah, alright, exclusive merchandise. Dan kepada anda yang tanya siapa yang baik hati nak bagi cap ni kan? Lambailah kepada anak sulung kepada pemandu F1 pertama Malaysia, Alexander Yong. Namanya Alistair Yong. Lambai sikit, tepukan untuk Alistair Yong. What a nice man. What a big heart you have. Although the hats are not yours, I know, but it's still a nice gesture. Alright. Jangan khawatir, peluang akan ada untuk mereka yang berada di main gate. Jangan khawatir, jangan khawatir. Baiklah, di sini kita ada dalam masa 5 minit lagi untuk kita akhiri grid walk kita di sini sebelum kita buka kepada members of the public. Kita ada 5 minit lagi sebelum kita buka gate-nya ya. Terima kasih. Sementara itu anda yang sedang menonton secara atas talian, anda sedang melihat aksi grid walk kita. Kita baru saja melepasi upacara pembukaan Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival musim yang kelima. This is race day 2 dan pelumba-pelumba kita bersiap sedia untuk berlomba pada hari ini. Dan kita lihat siapakah yang bakal mengungkuli pusingan yang kedua ini dalam 4 kategori, iaitu Super Sporting, Sporting, Rookie dan juga Promotional Class. Dan di sini anda sedang melihat Didik kehormat kita sedang melawat ke semua jentera Vios Challenge kita dan juga pemandu-pemandunya. Tidak dilupakan barisan selebriti Toyota GAZOO Racing Celebrities kita juga berada di atas lita. Dan dalam sedikit masa lagi mereka akan bertegur sapa dengan members of the public, pada orang awam yang teruji di sini untuk menonton perlumbaan kita yang akan berlangsung pada dalam 12 suku nanti ya. First race Super Sporting and Rookie Class 12.15 tengah hari. Sementara kita lihat aksi selebriti, macam-macam aksi. Selalunya dia duduk dalam kereta, tapi ada selebriti suka duduk kat luar kereta. Okey, nampaknya Didik kehormat kita dah sampai ke kereta terakhir. Okey, wah, nampaknya dekat grandstand tu kita ada fan-fan yang fanatik. Siap bawa bendera lagi. Kibarkan bendera anda. Dan alhamdulillah suasana di Sepang International Circuit ada sikit redup. Alhamdulillah, kalau tidak panas dia berdesuk di sini, tapi itulah dia kehangatan yang dirasai di lita Sepang F1 ini. Rasa nak berada di sini secara langsung, secara live memang tiada tolok bandingnya. Kepada anda yang ingin bersama-sama kita, masih belum terlambat. Pelbagai aktiviti disarankan atau disajikan untuk anda di Sepang International Circuit ini. Kepada skaters, kepada BMX lovers, anda ada skate park kat sini, ada BMX park di sini. Kita telah membuka gate untuk members of the public, peminat-peminat sukan pemotoran, terutamanya peminat sukan TGR atau Toyota GAZOO Racing untuk masuk ke lita. Drivers, be ready. Anda bakal diserbu. Okey, para peminat kita, silakan. Masanya tepat pukul 11 pagi. Dan anda diberi masa 20 minit untuk bersama-sama pelumba-pelumba kegemaran anda bergambar, bertegur sapa. Silakan. Baiklah, kepada para pengunjung yang baru saja sampai di atas lita ini, nasib baik sampai juga. Sampai biar sampai. Tapi ingin saya beritahu bahawa masa amat singkat ya, kita hanya ada 10 minit. 10 minit untuk anda bersama-sama kereta di sini. Nak ambil gambar ke bang? Lepas tu ada anak-anak lagi kan? Jadi saya bagi betul peringatan 10 minit, lepas tu kita kena clear track dah ya. Alright, wow, well done lah. Well done brother. Sekali lagi peringatan untuk peminat-peminat yang sedang berada di atas grid sekarang. Masa ada 10 minit ya, kita ada 10 minit. Safety first, kita harus clear the track pada jam 11.15. Paling busuk pun 11.15 kita kena kosong. Kita kena kosongkan. Ya Allah, angin dalam perut pun kus-kus terkeluarlah. Harap orang-orang kat rumah tak dengar lah. Aku permanent basah. Ada? Alright, nampaknya abang-abang dan kakak-kakak dekat grandstand masih ada yang tengah duduk. Kepada yang nak turun tu untuk pit walk, ingat kita ada 10 minit lagi. We have to clear the track by 11.15 ya. Kesian pula ada anak-anak kecil kan. Kita tak naklah bergegas-gegas, nak rushing. So, kalau boleh kita ambil masa awal sikit. Kepada yang ada di grandstand yang ingin turun ke grid walk, saya sarankan baik awak turun sekarang juga. Kerana lepas ni kita akan tutup gate 11.15 dan orang dah tak boleh turun lagi. Hanya dibenarkan orang keluar saja. Alright, masa menunjukkan 11.10. So kita sarankan kepada yang tengah ambil gambar tu, ambillah gambar last, ambil gambar last, ambil gambar last, ambil video last, menari TikTok last. Semuanya last. Attention marshals, 11.15 we have to start clearing track ya. 11.15 we have to push off all our people on track and let's flush them out ya. Attention marshals, please start flushing in 5 minutes. Terima kasih abang-abang, kakak-kakak, adik-adik. Dan kepada anda yang masih sedang bergambar atau ingin mengambil peluang untuk bergambar, silalah ambil gambar yang terakhir kerana kita harus clear the track sekarang juga. Maaf. Jadi kepada anda yang masih berada di luar, juga minta maaf, kita akan tutup gates kita. Tak ada orang lagi yang boleh masuk, hanya boleh keluar sahaja. Jadi ambillah gambar yang terakhir, ambillah video yang terakhir. Kepada anda yang sedang menonton di rumah, ambillah screen grab terakhir. Tapi yang pentingnya kepada anda yang teruja dengan apa yang sedang terjadi di sini, kita lihat suasana di atas grid, tengok peminat bersama-sama pelumba, bersama-sama jentera-jentera mereka di atas track. Wow, satu pengalaman yang tidak boleh dilupakan, kenangan manis ini. Jadi kepada anda yang melepas cakap, alamak bestnya kalau saya tahu saya datang, jangan khawatir. Pusingan ketiga September nanti, dan insyaAllah lebih hangat, lebih indah pengalamannya kerana it's going to be a night race. InsyaAllah kalau semuanya berjalan lancar mengikut plan, night race September, pusingan yang ketiga. Itulah peluang anda untuk turun ke Sepang International Circuit untuk menikmati atau menghayati pengalaman ini bersama-sama Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival Malaysia. Okey, baiklah. Terima kasih kepada para pengunjung yang meninggalkan Lita dengan senyuman di bibir. Alhamdulillah, dan telefon penuh dengan gambar dan juga video. Alright. Satu lagi. Telefon dia belum penuh lagi. Wow, ada yang berbasikal, ada yang skateboard, ada yang free skate. Ini yang pertama kali saya nampak. Dia macam skateboard, tapi macam skateboard tu pecah dua. Hebat. Tak pernah saya nampak, dan sesuatu yang baru. Mungkin dia dah pusing Lita Sepang F1 ni 2 kali. Penat, mesti barai semuanya. Itulah dia. Baik, ini last call, ladies and gentlemen. Last call. Diminta semua peminat-peminat yang membanjiri grid kita untuk mengosongkan kawasan. Ya, kita akan mulakan flag off kita sedikit masa lagi. Kita tidak ada mau aral melintang. Keselamatan diutamakan. Tak naklah ada tertinggal kat sini. Kemalangan, takut kemalangan, ya. Kepada peminat-peminat, selebriti-selebriti kita, sudah siap bersorak dan memberikan semangat yang padu buat artis kesayangan mereka. Tu dia, Kai Bahar lain macam. Mana? Tengok mana. Suasana yang begitu memberangsangkan. Kepada anda yang baru saja sampai ke Sepang International Circuit, tak sempat berada di atas Lita Sepang F1 ini, terlepas grid walk kita, Jangan khawatir, insya-Allah ada rezeki pusingan yang ketiga nanti. Dijemput semua artis-artis diminta untuk mengosongkan litar sebab asal kau ada tak kosong. Okey, diminta semua artis, please leave the grid area. Dipersilakan Toyota GAZOO Racing celebrities, please leave the grid area. Kita harus kosongkan grid kita dalam masa 5 minit ya. We have to empty the grid in 5 minutes. Diminta semua selebriti kita untuk meninggalkan kawasan pit. Thank you to all our drivers as well from Super Sporting, Rookie classes as well. You guys are sporting lah. Thank you very much for being sporting. Alright, so here ends the session. Meet the greet the fans here on this grid walk. Last call, we would like to invite all our guests to please leave the grid area. Diminta semua civilian atau orang awam untuk meninggalkan kawasan grid kita. Kita akan flag off kereta-kereta di sini dalam masa 5 minit lagi. 5 minutes. Alright. For our Super Sporting and Rookie class, for those drivers who are in the pits, please make your way down to the grid. We need to drive the cars out for our flag off, for our lap of honor. So for our drivers who are still in the pits, who are still in the pit area, please make your way to the grid, to your machines. Drivers, to your machines. No, drivers, stay with your cars. You're supposed to be driving off. Celebrities have to leave. Terima kasih. Peace. Selamat, gang. Drivers, stay at your vehicles. To drivers who have gone to the pit area, please make your way to your vehicles. Dear drivers, we shall be flagging off for the lap of honor in 5 minutes. Drivers, to your machines. Sementara itu, Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pengunjung-pengunjung kita, membanjiri grid walk kita dan menghangatkan suasana, memberi semangat dan perangsang buat pelumba-pelumba kita. Syabas kita ucapkan, terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, the race will begin at 12:15. Super Sporting and Rookie class. So grab your seats, grab the best spots. Kepada mereka yang berada di grandstand, that's the best place to be to watch the race. In just a few moments, tidak lupakan kepada anda yang sedang menonton di rumah, inilah masanya untuk kita melakukan lap of honor. Kita akan flag off di sini dalam sedikit masa lagi. 44 kereta, 44 pelumba, 4 kategori yang ditandingkan pada hari ini. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race day 2 Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia musim yang kelima. This is the last call. Drivers, Super Sporting, Rookie class, please make your way to your machines. Final check, marshals. Final check.
KRF tu tak boleh masuk dalam sebab sempit, dia tak bagi keluar daripada lane putih yang tadi. So yang ni yang menjadikan persoalan.
Baiklah penonton sekalian, sedikit masa lagi kita akan flag off lap of honor kita bersama-sama dengan 44 jentera 44 Vios Challenge Vehicles with our 44 drivers. We'd like to invite Mr. Ravindran K, UMW Toyota President, and Takashi Obata, UMW Toyota Deputy Chairman, to together flag off our drivers in just a few moments. Watch out for the countdown, sirs.
Ada angle lah bang, dia tak bagi masuk.
Drivers stand by, marshals are standing by. Drivers, rev your engines. Para hadirin sekalian, ladies and gentlemen, tidak lupakan para penonton di rumah. Inilah dia acara pembukaan Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia musim yang kelima, pusingan yang kedua. It's race day 2 and we'll flag it off on the count of 3, 2, 1. And we're off. Our Vios Challenge vehicles burning rubber on Sepang International Circuit. Jentera-jentera Vios Challenge kita yang bakal beraksi nanti. Kita akan mula jam 12.15 tengah hari dengan Super Sporting Class dan Rookie Class. Diikuti dengan Sporting Class dan Promotional Class. Kita ucapkan yang terbaik, kita doakan yang terbaik. Kita doakan semangat perjuangan mereka terus kekal dan semoga mereka selamat berlomba di Lita Sepang International Circuit di sini. Tepukan untuk anda semua. Terima kasih, ladies and gentlemen. Majlis juga mengucapkan terima kasih. Thank you to UMW Toyota President Mr. Ravindran K and UMW Toyota Deputy Chairman Mr. Takashi Obata. Tidak dilupakan kepada anda penonton di rumah. Kita cerikan bersama-sama. Saya dapat rasakan semangat anda. Alhamdulillah. Jadi teruskan bersama kita berbagai aktiviti yang disediakan. Kita bakal bersama dengan rakan seperjuangan saya Tabah Syazwan di pentas utama dan pelbagai aktiviti yang akan diadakan di sana. Merchandise, games, lucky draw dan macam-macam lagi. Saya Nazruddin Rahman, pengacara anda. Kita akan temani anda sepanjang hari ini. Ladies and gentlemen, this is race day 2.
Hey Shukri, how was the ride?
Best! Handling dia best. Dah rasa macam dalam kereta lumba.
Oh, awesome. Let's take the opportunity to introduce this car to our viewers.
Kereta ni nampak lebih sporty kan? Cuba tengok. Tapi sebenarnya dia telah disuntik dengan DNA Toyota GAZOO Racing di dalam. Desain GR Sport pada bahagian bumper depan, grill dan aero kit membuatkan kereta ni nampak lebih agresif. Penggunaan lampu LED depan membuatkan dia kelihatan lebih sleek dan ditambah pula dengan daytime running light membuatkan kereta ni nampak lebih garang. Ia juga didatangkan dengan wing mirror dan door handle berwarna hitam bagi menyerlahkan lagi image sporty pada kereta ini. Di bahagian belakangnya pula, kombinasi lampu LED yang kelihatan lebih sleek dan didatangkan pula dengan spoiler dan aero kit berwarna hitam, dan untuk menjadikan satu kereta sport yang lengkap, yang ini mahal. Emblem GR Sport diletakkan pada kereta ini untuk menyerlahkan lagi identiti kereta ini. Jadi, kini anda memiliki peluang untuk memiliki model kereta Toyota GAZOO Racing milik anda sendiri. Secara keseluruhan, untuk design language model Vios GR Sport ini lebih stylish dan lebih sporty. Malah saya berani kata, design model ini mirip dengan GR Yaris yang juga dibawa masuk oleh UMW Toyota.
The Vios GRS was envisioned to give you a fun-to-drive driving experience. To me, personally, the car actually has dual personality. So on your regular daily drive, you can enjoy a comfortable ride with upgraded safety features courtesy of Toyota Safety Sense. And if you decide to take it up a notch, it actually transforms itself into a refined version of the race car. Where the Vios GRS really shines is in its ride and handling. Wheels, tires, springs and dampers are all working as one, finely developed to provide you a sporty driving experience. I believe the Toyota engineers have went through great lengths to accomplish this. The Vios GRS comes equipped with beautifully designed in black accent 17-inch wheels, and it is actually wrapped with Toyota's Proxus TR1, which is equipped in all the TGR Vios Challenge cars.
The responsive 10-speed CVT transmission, now available in the new Vios GRS, provides you that fun factor while maximizing the potential of the engine. Another nice touch with the GRS is the pedal shifters, which replicate a gear shift and allows you to have manual control while firmly keeping your hands on the steering wheel.
Even though the Vios GRS gives you that experience of sporty driving, it does not compromise on comfort and safety.
Toyota GAZOO Racing has come a long way since 2007, building a strong brand presence within the motorsports community. The iconic GR logo is positioned in many prominent places in the car. You have the seats, push-start button and the MID, which greets you every time you start the car. I also like how the speedometer is decked out in red with red illumination. For me, the highlight of the GRS interior is the semi-bucket sport seats. They have great hip support to keep me in place when I'm maneuvering around the corners, but at the same time comfortable enough for long distance driving.
You can now experience the new Vios GR Sport at selected Toyota showrooms. So book a test drive and experience it for yourself now. Check out for more details at the Toyota website.
It's all about the drive. Cuba sekali lagi boleh?
Last.
Kepada anda yang tertanya-tanyakan, kereta yang kita nampak di atas litar sepang antarabangsa ni, GRS Vios. Inilah dia di sini cantiknya, dan yang cantik juga kita ada Sukri Yahya yang cantik jelita. Apa khabar?
Khabar baik bang.
Kita nak ulaskan sikit sebelum kita cerita pasal GRS ni kan, GRS Vios ni. Semalam apa sudah jadi? Kita nampak hang pecut sampai nombor 3 ni, apa sudah jadi?
Saya sebenarnya melakukan kesilapan lah sendiri bang. Kesilapan sendiri, saya terjump start dan saya tak tahu apa nak buat. Adakah saya perlu teruskan ataupun perlahankan kenderaan. Jadi saya buat apa yang saya rasa je lah semalam tu. Ya.
Tapi tak apa, saya tahu anda sangat kompetitif dan masih ada peluang untuk mengungguli musim yang kelima ini. Tapi semuanya bergantung kepada pengendalian anda di atas jentera istimewa ini. Jadi sekarang saya faham ada dua varian di sini. Boleh terangkan sikit tak? Ini Vios G, ya?
Ini Vios G, ini Vios GR Sport.
Apa beza dia?
Beza dia sebenarnya susah nak decide abang. Dia pada selera masing-masing. Kalau kita tengok Vios G ni, dia kalau kita nampak dia sangat versatile, handsome, macho, stylo lah. Tapi untuk saya, jiwa kompetitif, racer, saya suka GR Sport ni.
Inilah dia.
Tengok rupa dia lebih agresif daripada G ni dan dia punya handling cukup mantap dah.
Cukup mantap, Mas.
Suka sangat dia.
Cewa, hashtag aku suka begitu. Tapi antara kereta-kereta yang anda pernah bawa sebelum ni lah, apa perbezaan bawa Vios GRS ni dengan kereta di luar sana?
Oh, terus terang bang, saya dah bawa semua jenis Vios dah. Saya dah bawa G, GR Sport dan sekarang kalau di track saya bawa kereta Vios Challenge Racing Car tu sendiri. Dan saya, bukan saya je, semua racer daripada profesional sampailah kami yang selebriti ni dah push habis boleh dah. Dah push out of limit. Vios boleh handle semua tu.
Boleh handle semua.
Ya, terbaik. Saya sangat kagum dengan Vios ni.
Jadi antara aksesori ataupun ciri-ciri dia yang menarik berbanding dengan kereta lain?
Okey, saya apa yang saya nampak, saya nak highlightkan dia punya nilai dan value lah bang. Yang Toyota dah letakkan pada Vios ni sendiri. Kalau abang perasan, dia punya tinted dah gelap, tinted yang cukup gelap. Kita ada visor dekat pintu ni. Dan abang tengok kita ada lampu side door dia cukup macho. Nanti abang boleh tengok sekarang ni siang tak tahu boleh nampak ke tak. Dan abang tengok kedua-dua variant yang ada depan kita ni, dia punya body kit compact bang. Kiri, kanan, depan, belakang dah ada.
Betul, sebenarnya susah nak jumpa nilai macam ni kan?
Betul. Dan abang kena tahu pula. Dan kita semua tahu, yang Toyota adalah brand yang cukup tahan lasak dan dipercayai ramai.
Terbukti kerana dah ada setiap musim kadang-kadang ada 4 race, musim ni ada 3 race, jadi terbukti setiap kali mereka masuk lita mereka akan push dekat to the limit, betul? Jadi sekarang ni kalau cerita pasal Vios Challenge ni, sekarang ni dah musim kelima kan, Syukri Yahya masih unggul ataupun tidak? Macam mana perasaan anda sejak sekian lama berada dengan Toyota GAZOO Racing?
Perasaan saya cukup teruja. Setiap season cukup teruja, tak sabar untuk nak join event ni sebab saya dapat memandu kereta Vios ni daripada awal sampailah ke sekarang yang variant yang paling tinggi. So saya rasa macam itu pengalaman yang orang lain takkan dapat.
Macam membesar dengan anak sendiri kan?
Betul bang.
Macam tu. Nampaknya aku dah ambil banyak sangat masa lah. Saya tahu awak nak prepare. Apa pasal?
Saya nak gerak abang.
Oh, ingat tak? Aku nikahkan kau dengan jangan. Okey. Pelan-pelan kayu. Mungkin pesanan terakhir untuk fans kita di luar sana.
Okey, untuk pesanan siapa yang tengah tengok live ni sekarang, korang tak bosan ke tengok kat rumah? Datanglah sini. Happening gila. Datang ke litas sepang antarabangsa. Betul ke? Alah, aku cakap orang luar. Kenapa?
Awak cantik sangat lah. Awak.
Okay. So korang boleh datang ke litas sepang antarabangsa. Kita ada macam-macam aktiviti di sini. Paling best bang, kita ada konsert yang import daripada luar.
Wow, antarabangsa.
Gitu. Judika. Dan kalau kat sini korang rasa lapar ataupun nak makan, jangan risau. Sini ada banyak food truck, ada banyak aktiviti, ada skate park pun ada diorang buat dekat sini. Dan paling penting sekali, masuk adalah percuma.
Kalau korang nak rasa grandstand tu kan, selalunya event ni kita kena bayar mahal, nak pergi duduk grandstand bergaya begitu, nak kena beratur. Masuk percuma, duduk kat grandstand percuma, nak makan, jangan makan kat grandstand lah, jangan. Kat sini banyak food truck seperti yang Syukri Yahya nyatakan tadi. Jadi akhir kata saya nak doakan supaya anda selamat. Nak dapat nombor 1 tu, itu hal-hal sendirilah. Okay, but whatever it is, be safe.
Okay.
Good luck
Alright bang, thank you.
Right, jadi kalau korang nak tutup mata malam-malam pun, nak tutup mata tu, ingatlah GRS Vios. Okay, kita akan berehat seketika di sini dan kembali selepas ini. Apa aktiviti seterusnya? Saksikan.
Baiklah, kita kembali lagi dari litaran antarabangsa Sepang ini. Tadi kita dah pun bersama dengan Nas. Wah, best lah Nas. Dapat duduk dekat track dengan drivers, ambil gambar lagi. Kemudian yang paling best sekali, semua pengunjung-pengunjung dapat buat satu pertemuan dengan drivers ataupun kita panggil sebagai public pit walk. Wow, jadi rugilah anda dekat rumah yang mungkin tadi nak pergi petang sikit lah, dah terlepas. Tapi tak apa, don't worry, masih ada lagi excitement yang akan berlaku di litaran antarabangsa Sepang ini. Selain daripada apa yang sedang berlaku tadi, kita juga akan bawakan kepada anda berbagai aktiviti. Saya berada di main stage utama ini. Semalam dah ramai dah yang dapat barangan-barangan istimewa ataupun merchandisers di bawah GAZOO Racing Merchandising. Jadi kepada anda yang mungkin teringin nak dapat cap macam saya pakai ni, teringin nak pakai baju macam yang saya pakai ni, jadi datanglah ke litaran antarabangsa Sepang ini, kerana selain daripada perlumbaan pusingan kedua yang akan kita bawa kepada hari ini, anda juga berpeluang untuk mendapatkan barangan-barangan istimewa ini. Selain itu, anda juga berpeluang untuk bertemu dan berjumpa dengan selebriti-selebriti tanah air yang terbabit dalam kategori promotional. Kategori apa yang paling menarik, semalam Zizan telah pun memenangi perlumbaan yang pertama. Tetapi hari ini kita mengharapkan drivers ataupun artis-artis wanita kita dapat memberikan cabaran kepada Zizan untuk terus menggugat kedudukan. Zizan ni memang dahsyat lah dia. Kan? Dia ni memang berpengalaman betul lah. Bukan saja di atas pentas hebat sebagai pelawak, pengacara, pelakon dan berbagai lagi. Tetapi Zizan juga hebat di litar lumba. Jadi apa lagi? Call cepat kawan-kawan, ajak family, kata kat ayah, kata kat mak, jom kita pergi litaran antarabangsa Sepang. Kita nak jumpa Abang Tabah dekat sini, kita nak jumpa Abang Nas, dan juga kita nak jumpa semua kru-kru yang bertugas di litaran antarabangsa Sepang, terutamanya drivers dan juga selebriti-selebriti yang terlibat. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Kita tak banyak masa lagi, ini dah masuk tengah hari, sehinggalah ke penghujung. Dan yang paling best hari ini, kita bawakan persembahan Wani Harsita di atas pentas ini. Tetapi yang paling happening dijangka akan berlaku di sebelah petang adalah penyanyi yang kita bawa daripada Indonesia. Siapa lagi? Siapa yang boleh kita ingat? Siapa lagi boleh kita ingat? Kita bawakan kepada anda Judika. Jadi pastikan anda datang cepat. Ruang parkir banyak, tak payah berebut-rebut. Cuma perlukan sedikit masa dan komitmen anda untuk bersama kami di Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival 2022. Okey, baik, perlumbaan pun dah nak bermula. Saya rindulah rakan-rakan pengulas saya, Nick Harris, Victor dan juga Matthew. Terima kasih, anda memang awesome. Saya tahu kalau mengulas tu habis energi semua keluar. Dan make sure today you guys did do a good job and awesome, okay? Alright, Nick Harris dan juga Victor sudah pun bersedia untuk membawakan kepada perlumbaan-perlumbaan yang akan berlaku pada sebelah tengah hari ini. Baik, jadi kalau kita bersedia, kita akan bawakan kepada. Okey, dijangka perlumbaan akan berlaku pada jam 12.15 tengah hari ini nanti. Jadi ini membabitkan pelumba-pelumba yang muda ataupun dalam bahasa perlumbaan dipanggil rookie. Dan satu lagi kategori, kalau tak salah saya lah, sporting, betul yang akan berlaku. Sporting class kategori juga akan berlaku. Jadi semalam berlaku sedikit pelanggaran dalam sporting class kategori, tetapi kan drivers semua dalam keadaan yang baik. Jadi kita harapkan ini akan berlaku pukul jam 2 nanti, sporting class. Tetapi pada sebelah tengah hari akan ada super sporting dengan rookies. Jadi pukul 3 ada lagi satu perlumbaan. Kemudian apabila tamat, mereka akan dibawa ke atas pentas ini untuk upacara penyampaian hadiah. Jadi mampukah Zizan mempertahankan kedudukannya dalam kategori promotional class? Memang kategori inilah yang menjadi tumpuan. Selain daripada Tengku Dejan Lee juga, memang ramai yang jumpa Tengku Dejan Lee untuk mengambil gambar dan sebagainya. Dan dia juga merupakan duta Toyo Tires ataupun ambassador kepada produk Toyo Tires. Jadi apa lagi? Gunalah Toyo Tires sebagai tayar pilihan kenderaan anda dan belilah Toyota Vios sebagai kenderaan rasmi anda untuk bergerak ke tempat kerja atau ke mana saja. Saya dah tengok, memang terbaik Toyota Vios. Enjin mantap, reka bentuknya menarik. Apa lagi? Tukar kereta pakai Toyota. Saya pun dah tukar dah semalam. Okey, Nas, kat mana Nas ni? Okey, di ruang pentas ni dah ada sedikit, tetapi yang banyaknya kru. Bukan apa, sebab tadi semua buat public pit walk, jumpa drivers. Okey, jadi pastikan anda datang ramai-ramai, berjumpa saya di main stage di litar antarabangsa Sepang ini. Jadi kalau sudah bersedia rakan-rakan pengulas, kalau studio dah bersedia, kita berehat sekejap dan kami akan bawakan anda selepas itu terus ke litar antarabangsa Sepang Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival 2022 pusingan yang kedua.
Today, the majority of vehicle manufacturers trust Denso's quality and performance. And since we are one of the largest suppliers of original equipment in the world, chances are good that the vehicles you're servicing already rely on Denso's products to perform at their best. So, when a vehicle needs maintenance or repair, choose our aftermarket products for optimum fit, outstanding technical expertise, and service. Denso has built a strong sales and service network of more than 10,000 major distributors throughout the world who trust our aftermarket products. Denso's aftermarket products are known for their premium quality. We are one of the few automotive component manufacturers that offers an overall optimum fit in a wide range of vehicles. Our parts integrate seamlessly with modern vehicle electronic systems for better overall performance and precision. Denso creates optimal aftermarket parts that ensure vehicles stay on the road longer and run like new. With vision, creativity, and teamwork, we overcome difficulties in development, mass production, and quality. Take our Iridium spark plugs, one of Denso's world-first innovations with state-of-the-art material. Our engineers were challenged to be the pioneers of the world's thinnest 0.4mm central electrode and developed a new iridium alloy while considering a variety of issues. We combined innovative production processes, like a high-speed automated production line, to exactly position the iridium alloy chip on the electrode tip and developed a new 360-degree laser welding method. All of our iridium spark plugs are manufactured under the same original equipment quality control and subjected to rigorous safety and performance tests to ensure their quality. More than 6 billion spark plugs have been made. They gained the trust of professionals and are used by major motorsports teams. Just like our extensive line of iridium plugs, and to meet the need of each region, all of our aftermarket products are designed for better fit and higher performance than most products in the market anywhere in the world. We are proud to support you in providing high-quality products that guarantee your customers' satisfaction and reinforce their trust in your service.
Blue is the heart that yearns to explore. Blue is the pull of the unknown. Blue is the fire that burns inside. Wake up your blue with our tires. Ignite your blue. Toyota tires.
GR Yaris is born from WRC, a rally car for Europe. For us, it's important because rally is the best place to develop a performance car.
This is where control, handling, durability, adaptability, and versatility of the car is proven. To be honest, this is the car I've been waiting for, and it sure lives up to the hype.
It has been more than 20 years, and such cars are truly rare these days. Bear in mind, Toyota is building only 25,000 units of the GR Yaris worldwide. The GR Yaris is built on a bespoke platform. Everything about this car is engineered for driving performance and perfection. It's lighter, more rigid and stiff. Also, it has more aerodynamic design. The car is built on the same line as the legendary LFA at Motomatch plant, or what we fondly call the GR plant.
I noticed that lightweight materials are used throughout the car. The use of carbon fiber roof, which reduces the center of gravity, the aluminum panels such as the door panels, bonnet and boot, this gives the car an overall lighter weight to optimize the performance delivery. The car also has additional well points and adhesives for improved torsional and bending stiffness, which is a critical trait for a sports tuned car. This allows the GR Yaris to come with rimless windows. The 3-door body style aids aerodynamics. The lower roofline of 95mm achieves better wind flow, allowing better downforce. The one-of-a-kind and sophisticated suspension system, which is an independent double wishbone rear setup, provides for better control and even more room for tuning for car enthusiasts.
The 1.6-liter 3-cylinder engine is currently the lightest, smallest, most powerful 3-cylinder engine in the world. It's good for daily driving, but also maximum potential on normal road.
The GR Yaris redlines at 7,000 RPM, achieving 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds. The 3 cylinders contribute to weight reduction without compromising on performance. This is pure exhilaration.
It's refreshing to have a 6-speed manual transmission in a car for that ultimate human-machine connection. Also, a small turbocharged manual transmission with a 4-wheel drive is something you cannot get these days.
The intelligent manual transmission and auto blip system that rev matches automatically on downshifts. This helps for a smoother downshift and the hard braking, keeping the car stable at all times. I also appreciate the shorter gear ratio and the gear lever position, which is closer to the steering wheel. The car feels extremely punchy and it's fun to shift gears.
The GR Yaris is a full-time 4-wheel drive vehicle that has variable front to rear torque distribution in several drive modes. It also has a mechanical handbrake. We want you to do handbrake turns.
In normal mode, the distribution is 60% front and 40% rear for perfect daily driving conditions. And this is where the fun begins. So in sports mode, the distribution changes 30 front, 70 rear. I could actually feel the difference where the car felt very neutral, allowing me to drive it sideways if I wanted to. In track mode, for weekend drives on the track, the distribution is 50-50, providing for ultimate grip. The GR Yaris now comes with 4-pop calipers, 356mm brake discs with slotted rotors as standard. The brake ducts are purposefully positioned at the front bumper to provide optimal cooling for the brakes. The mechanical handbrake is impressive. It allowed the rear axle to decouple when the handbrake is operated, and I had a feel of time on track until I ran out of tires.
What's more, the performance pack comes standard with GR Yaris. The car also comes with forged 18-inch BBS rims with Michelin PS4 tires.
I'm excited about the performance spec with front and rear Torsen limited slip differentials with stiffer springs and dampers. This provides even better response during braking, cornering, and better grip overall. This set of forged wheels are lighter and stronger, improving unsprung mass. These are actually one of the best road tires you can buy. Thanks to Toyota GAZOO Racing, we get to enjoy this wonderful engineering feat, which is the GR Yaris. This is really being part of the motorsports heritage, and I'm truly excited about this.
Race cars that drive well can only become powerful when pushed to the limits. The same rule will apply for the cars we deliver to our customers. The GR Yaris is a testimony to our commitment to build ever better cars for you.
Today, the majority of vehicle manufacturers trust Denso's quality and performance. And since we are one of the largest suppliers of original equipment in the world, chances are good that the vehicles you're servicing already rely on Denso's products to perform at their best. So, when a vehicle needs maintenance or repair, choose our aftermarket products for optimum fit, outstanding technical expertise, and service. Denso has built a strong sales and service network of more than 10,000 major distributors throughout the world who trust our aftermarket products. Denso's aftermarket products are known for their premium quality. We are one of the few automotive component manufacturers that offers an overall optimum fit in a wide range of vehicles. Our parts integrate seamlessly with modern vehicle electronic systems for better overall performance and precision. Denso creates optimal aftermarket parts that ensure vehicles stay on the road longer and run like new. With vision, creativity, and teamwork, we overcome difficulties in development, mass production, and quality. Take our Iridium spark plugs, one of Denso's world-first innovations with state-of-the-art material. Our engineers were challenged to be the pioneers of the world's thinnest 0.4mm central electrode and developed a new iridium alloy while considering a variety of issues. We combined innovative production processes, like a high-speed automated production line, to exactly position the iridium alloy chip on the electrode tip and developed a new 360-degree laser welding method. All of our iridium spark plugs are manufactured under the same original equipment quality control and subjected to rigorous safety and performance tests to ensure their quality. More than 6 billion spark plugs have been made. They gained the trust of professionals and are used by major motorsports teams. Just like our extensive line of iridium plugs, and to meet the need of each region, all of our aftermarket products are designed for better fit and higher performance than most products in the market anywhere in the world. We are proud to support you in providing high-quality products that guarantee your customers' satisfaction and reinforce their trust in your service.
Blue is the heart that yearns to explore. Blue is the pull of the unknown. Blue is the fire that burns inside. Wake up your blue with our tires. Ignite your blue. Toyota tires.
Dalam sekelip mata saja, baru saja kita bersama-sama dengan tabah sekali kepada anda yang sentiasa sedia menunggu. Tiba-tiba hujan telah turun di Sepang International Circuit. Jangan khawatir, sediakan poncho sebelum hujan. Ada payung juga dijual di sini. Jadi kepada anda yang sedang on the way, tiba-tiba hujan setengah jalan tu, don't worry. Bila kita nak berlumba nanti, insya-Allah kita utamakan keselamatan. Jadi nampaknya di sini di pekarangan Sepang International Circuit, hujan semakin lebat. Kita juga sedang menunggu command daripada ataupun berita lanjut daripada race marshals kita. Seperti yang saya katakan, keselamatan memang diutamakan. Jadi kalau kita nampak kat sini, kalau nampak lah, apa tu titik-titik hujan dia memang besar dan ini merupakan satu situasi yang berbahaya buat pelumba-pelumba kita. Jadi dalam sedikit masa lagi kita bersama dengan racecasters untuk kita mengetahui dengan lebih lanjut apakah keputusan yang dibuat oleh race marshals, berapa lama kita harus tangguh dan bila boleh kita menjalankan race pertama. This is race day 2 of Toyota GAZOO Racing Malaysia musim yang kelima. Jadi kalau racecasters kita dah bersedia, insya-Allah kita bersama dengan Nick Harris, kita bersama dengan Victor Cax dan juga Matthews Isaac. If you guys are ready, we'll be tossing over to you. Alright, they are standing by and they're getting some commands. Mereka baru saja beriterima berita selanjutnya daripada race marshal. Jadi kalau kita nampak kat sini kereta semua dah keluar tadi ya. Semua dah keluar, tiba-tiba alamak masuk balik. Jadi kepada anda semua, terutamanya penonton yang berada di pekarangan di sini, jangan khawatir, ada tempat berteduh yang cukup. Sementara itu ada food truck yang tersedia. Tengah hujan, tengah sejuk-sejuk macam ni. Apa lagi? Masa untuk kita makan yang lazat-lazat lah. Semua aktiviti yang berada di pentas utama juga ditangguhkan sementara. Kita sedang menaikkan payung untuk para pengunjung-pengunjung kita. Baiklah, kita baru saja menerima berita daripada race marshals kita. Kita terus kepada racecasters. Let's go boys. What's the situation?
Victor.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the race here, ladies and gentlemen. And my goodness, what turn of events I have to say right now, because I was thinking, coming in this morning here, it was bright, it was sunny, it was so dry. Look on the cameras right now. It's so wet, dude. It's so wet. The rain is pouring like cats and dogs right now. And man, I gotta say, what do you expect? When you come to Sepang International Circuit, you got to expect these kind of weather changes, don't you?
Nak sentuh kepada apa yang dikatakan oleh Nas tadi, sediakan poncho sebelum datang ke sini, memanglah satu statement yang begitu benar dan begitu tepat dengan suasana kita di Litar Antarabangsa Sepang. Nama saya Nick Yaris, bersama dengan saya adalah Victor, dan kami merupakan pengulas anda pada hari ini, Victor, yang akan buat pengulasan dalam bahasa Inggeris, dan saya pula, Nick Yaris, sebagai pengulas bahasa Melayu. Mari kita imbas kembali, kita sentuh balik kepada jalan cerita yang telah pun berlangsung pada hari semalam, di mana kami telah pun lihat bukan saja sesi kelayakan, namun kami lihat sebanyak 3 pusingan perlumbaan yang telah pun selesai. Segala mata telah pun terkumpul, dan pada hari ini kami akan lihat keselesaian. Kita akan selesaikan segala-gala jalan cerita yang akan berlangsung pada hari ini. Tapi sebelum apa-apa, mari kita lihat kepada latar skrin anda untuk maklumat yang sedia ada, iaitu inilah dia. Boleh nampak, boleh dengar sekali dengan hujan lebat yang telah pun menimpa Litar Antarabangsa Sepang di sini.
Lebat betul lah sekarang. I mean, my goodness, it's so wet out here. Super Sporting Class pit open has been delayed. Obviously, we cannot go racing under these conditions yet. It's still absolutely pouring all across the track here. You can see water already filling up the asphalt here. So, yep, looks like it might be a really good opening here, but sadly, our first race of the day, that's going to be a little while longer for you guys to wait for.
Memanglah kepada yang berada, yang hadir kepada acara kita pada hari ini, memanglah boleh dikatakan terlambat sikitlah pembukaan pit pada hari ini, tetapi tidak apa, kami tetap akan berlangsung dengan segala perlumbaan yang sedia ada, iaitu pada hari ini kami akan lihat Super Sporting bersama dengan rookies pada jam 12.15 sepatutnya. Tetapi dengan delay yang akan datang ni, kami akan tunggu maklumat selanjutnya, di mana kami akan ketahui bila perlumbaan akan berlangsung.
Yeah, we already see the safety car going out to kind of report in on the conditions of the track there. Race control is definitely going to be keeping tabs about the weather situation here to keep us updated on when exactly we can actually get started with the first race. But nevertheless, though, I guess for now, for the drivers, it's going to be a little bit of a longer time for them to mentally prepare themselves coming into the start of this race right now, and definitely going to be a lot of trepidation as well, because race number 1 was kind of hectic, I have to say, for a lot of these drivers. Speaking of them off track here, it's been actually quite a lot of things that kind of happened off broadcast, or rather stuff that we didn't quite get to see on program yesterday that actually happened on track right now. It's kind of interesting to kind of catch up with them after the race. The environment here in Sepang is so fantastic to kind of hang out in, especially late at night, because on the one hand you can hear engine sounds from like people on the highway kind of like rushing all in the distance there. In the meantime, I'm just sitting with the boys literally under the shade of a tree behind the broadcast room, and it was literally nice and peaceful. We were having such good conversations there. But nevertheless, I don't think any part of our conversations really considered the possibility of rain coming down here today. Look at how much water is being pushed aside there by the safety car. It's going to be so treacherous to even think about racing here now.
Kami akan lihat ya daripada betapa lebatnya hujan yang telah pun tiba ke arah litar antarabangsa Sepang ini. Kami akan ketahui di mana suasana ataupun betapa pentingnya keselamatan perlu diambil berat kerana akibat pertukaran cuaca suasana ini beberapa pertukaran ataupun beberapa langkah-langkah yang perlu diambil oleh pelumba kita, peserta kita pada hari ini memanglah melibatkan pertukaran cuaca tersebut seperti pemilihan tayar sebagai satu contoh ataupun macam mana ingin untuk menembusi segala halangan yang cuaca tersebut membawa ke arah pelumba-pelumba kita. Daripada segi teknikal, Victor, apa kata kita membincang sikit daripada segi keselamatan, daripada segi teknikal, daripada segi kelajuan average speed kita punya peserta-peserta kita akan menggunakan di atas track tersebut.
So, I mean, first things first, right? Like, as far as the tire choices go, they're still going to be racing on the same tires. We're still using the same Toyota R1 road tires that are perfectly suited for all weather conditions. So, whether it's on the dry or in wet, rainy conditions like these, they still will be using the exact same tire here. So, there's no kind of like trepidation about one's choice of compounds and things like that they have to consider. They're still going to be on the same compound tires. Nevertheless, though, for the drivers themselves, they have to go ahead and think about the adaptations they have to do on the track itself as far as their racing lines go, because you cannot really use the same dry line as you would when the track is wet like this. There's often what we call the wet line, where it's going to be a little bit further off, or maybe a bit of a variance compared to the actual dry line. And the reason why is because you want to be able to pick paths on this track that provide you the best possible grip. And sometimes those that wet line can even change dynamically based upon where the water will start to pool up on these tracks. So that's why exploratory laps are so important for these drivers, in order for them to kind of like survey the track conditions here. And not least as well is the fact that over time, especially as the rain starts to subside, that's when the track will start to dry up. And even at that point there, maybe the dry line will start to become viable. So these are kind of information that drivers need to be able to take note of. But all those kind of things can only happen when they're on the track. Off the track though, there's not going to be much they can kind of do in terms of the setup wise in order to adapt for this.
Dan daripada segi keterlihatan, daripada segi visibility, apakah yang perlu diambil oleh driver-driver kita yang kami akan lihat daripada latar skrin anda? Inilah semua peserta-peserta kita, tapi kita akan mendalam sikit daripada segi perbincangan kita, iaitu keterlihatan ataupun dalam istilah bahasa Inggeris visibility, di mana pelumba-pelumba kita memang akan ada satu lagi halangan besar, di mana visibility, keterlihatan tu mungkin akan mempermainkan satu peranan besar dalam cara permainan mereka, cara perlumbaan mereka, seperti yang telah pun dikatakan oleh Victor tadi dalam breakdown dia, dalam penerangan dia. Memang kelainan daripada segi garis lumba itu memang akan membuatkan beberapa pelumba kita yang tidak berpengalaman di dalam litar yang basah ini mungkin akan ada beberapa masalah yang akan dialami oleh mereka. Tetapi apakah yang perlu diambil, apakah langkah-langkah yang perlu diambil oleh segala-gala peserta kita adalah bermain dengan lebih cermat. Dan saya rasa yang paling penting sekali adalah mengikuti segala arahan yang diberikan, yang disampaikan bukan saja daripada director, daripada pengarah perlumbaan kita, namun daripada marshal-marshal pelumba kita dan segala ahli-ahli yang memberikan undang-undangan ke arah semua peserta kita.
Bukan sahaja undang-undang, tapi isyarat-isyarat. All the kind of signals that are given by the marshals usually take precedent over a lot of information that may be fed to the drivers themselves. There was a bit of a controversy yesterday with regards to the safety car that came out thanks to Haziq Zariel O's massive crash he had that caused a red flag during the sporting class race 1 yesterday. And there was a bit of confusion actually about where exactly does the safety car, sort of like the signal for the safety car, or which one kind of takes precedence, because what apparently happened is that some of the drivers had received information through their radio headsets that the safety car had been deployed, and some of them had instinctually slowed down when they're still racing on the track. So the thing is that usually the procedure for the safety car does require the signal to be given directly from the trackside marshals to the driver themselves to inform them that the safety car has not only been deployed but it's also out on track. So that's exactly when the safety car period actually starts. So the problem does occur where some drivers receiving the information early that there's going to be a safety car will start to slow down, and that allows other drivers to pass them. But because it's still considered a race, it's still considered racing at that particular point in time. Therefore, that still counts as them having just taken the position. So there's these kind of confusions that normally race control has to kind of deal with. These kind of disputes and like clarification that's needed inside the rules here, and that's why it's so important to have a really good communication here between race control as well as the drivers and teams, ensure they're able to get the information right.
Dan di latar skrin anda kepada penonton-penonton di rumah, inilah dia mata yang terkumpul, sistem mata terkumpul bagi musim kelima pusingan kedua, di mana kedudukan nombor 1 akan memberikan sebanyak 20 mata ke kedudukan tersebut, dan kedudukan nombor 10 akan memberikan 1 mata sahaja. Dan saya ingin menyentuh sedikit pasal istilah komunikasi itu, di mana komunikasi memanglah sangat penting antara bukan sahaja pelumba kita, namun ahli-ahli di pasukan pelumba tersebut untuk memberikan dorongan ataupun support sistem yang begitu cantik, di mana mereka akan sediakan seperti contoh ingin memasuki dalam pit untuk menukar tayar sebagai satu contoh. Tetapi juga kadang-kadang bila dia berada di dalam heat of the moment, kan, berada dalam satu detik yang mendebar, kadang-kadang komunikasi boleh dikatakan gagal di dalam situasi tersebut, dan boleh dikatakan perlulah tekun dan juga sedar di mana komunikasi-komunikasi tersebut tu perlu diubahsuai dan diperbaiki untuk beberapa peserta-peserta kita. Boleh nampak ya daripada pandangan saya di dalam race broadcast ini, Victor pun telah sedia dengan fakta-fakta yang ingin disampaikan.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the track, of course, that we're still racing on here. You guys know it, you guys love it. 9 turns in total, 2,706 meters. This is the half north track loop here of the Sepang track. It's a track where if you are able to set a time of anywhere of 126 or especially 125, you're considered some of the best when it comes to tackling this specific layout here. I had a really good chat with like Mitchell about kind of like the performance of these cars on this specific loop here, and it's quite fascinating to learn the kind of differences between racing in this kind of like half loop here compared to the full track distance, because naturally, of course, you're having to deal with greater distances, but then when you have a more compact layout like this, sort of like the considerations that you make as a driver, the kind of decision making you do does get affected, because your lap times are going to be not only shorter, but you can even extrapolate data that you have about the conditions of racing the full layout into this half loop layout. For example, when it comes to tire compounds itself on this Vios car, they are racing using different compounds on other tracks here. So when it comes particularly to this series, they do find that the difference in time that they get from using different compounds do actually apply to the amount of time deficit they get when racing in this half loop.
Dan inilah dia jentera yang akan jadi pilihan bagi semua peserta kita pada hari ini. Toyota Vios GAZOO Racing. Dia boleh dikatakan desainnya memang memang khas untuk berlumba. daripada pandangan Victor, apakah benda yang paling menonjol di dalam design Toyota GAZOO, Toyota Vios ini?
It's basically the fact that it's very similar to the road car itself, and this extends not only to sort of like the equipment that's being used on this car, but it also factors into the costs of actually running in a series like the Vios Challenge series. You know, compared to a lot of other sort of like sports series that we have here in Malaysia, it's quite interesting to see that a lot of teams are very interested to continue racing in this Vios Challenge just because it's a lot more affordable to race here compared to other series.
Dan kita akan kembali balik kepada studio kita dan satu lagi pandangan ke arah litaan terbangsa Sepang. Para penonton sekalian, haraplah anda semua bersedia. Kita ingin minta maaf akibat perubahan cuaca tersebut. Kami akan delaykan segala pembukaan daripada segi perlumbaan kita. Tetapi bagi para penonton di rumah dan juga penonton yang tidak berada di siaran semalam, mari kita lihat balik, imbas kembali kepada memori yang telah pun terlepas. Inilah dia sorotan daripada hari semalam. Mari kita saksikan. Dan itulah dia. Pertama sekali, Super Sporting dan Rookie Class. Ada beberapa cubaan yang datang pada fasa-fasa awal ini daripada pelumba kita. Namun boleh dikatakan sebanyak 20 jentera berada di atas grid tersebut, di atas litar tersebut, dan boleh dikatakan agak berdebar beberapa detik-detik tersebut.
Yeah, we had those Eddie Liu getting spun out here. He did hit into Tengku Jan, who literally had nowhere left to go when put in a situation like that. So it was super unfortunate for him. But fortunately for his teammate here, Mitchell Chia, he had a massive battle here with Mark Darwin, which did end up touching tires quite a few times. But fortunately, the driver from the driver in car number 61 still managed to keep the lead all throughout this entire race here. In fact, Mitchell Chia of the Prima Pearl TD Racing was still able to get the maximum points possible in order to gain a massive lead in not just the championships, but even in the fantasy leagues as well. Nevertheless, though, the rest of the race here was dominated by performances from the other guys. Freddie Ang in particular had a massive battle here with Brendan Paul. We also have car 23 here, Adi Rahimi, having a good battle here with Muhammad Farid of the M7 Japan project team. They were literally going back and forth against each other all throughout the race here.
Dan kami akan lihat ya beberapa detik-detik di mana beberapa pelumba kita bersaing antara satu sama lain untuk kedudukan yang lagi bagus. Seperti contoh tadi yang telah pun dikatakan oleh pengulas saya, iaitu Victor, di mana kita boleh tengok tu beberapa sentuhan telah pun berlaku di dalam pusingan pertama kita. Maaf, saya bukan pusingan pertama, perlumbaan pertama kita pada hari semalam. Dan kami akan lihat dia daripada kita ingin berbanding kepada musim ketiga, musim kedua, musim pertama. Lagi-lagi pun musim pertama, Victor, kadar di mana peserta-peserta kita terlibat di dalam insiden-insiden tersebut memang ternyata telah pun turun. Dan berbanding dengan musim pertama, memang isu keselamatan tetap akan dijadikan prioriti. Namun, kami akan lihat apa kita boleh perhatikan daripada Super Sporting dan juga Rookie Class. Bukan sahaja peningkatan daripada segi pengurangan daripada segi kadar insiden tersebut, tetapi prestasi mereka berada di atas litar daripada segi mengawal jentera mereka lagi pun meningkat.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're talking about coming into race number 2 here. They already have a sort of good idea of where they stand after racing in the first race yesterday. So coming into today, it's more about either continuing on that kind of performance, or it's going to be about trying to gain advantages when it comes to this changing condition now. Given the track is wet, some drivers are able to handle it much better than others. So those guys are going to be the ones to seek to try to take advantage of the situation right now to get themselves further up.
Kita telah pun berbincang lama juga pasal peserta-peserta kita di dalam Super Sporting dan juga Rookies Class, tetapi ada banyak lagi yang menunggu kita, iaitu di dalam Promotional dan juga Sporting. Tapi sebelum apa-apa, sebelum kita imbas kembali kepada memori-memori yang telah pun terlepas, kami akan lihat balik kepada track kita, pada litar kita pada hari ini untuk melihat apakah cuaca yang berlaku. Tapi sebelum apa-apa, saya rasa horn telah pun berbunyi lah, Victor. Itu bermaksud satu benda saja, persediaan untuk perlumbaan pertama akan berlaku.
Opens up here at 12:20 p.m. So now the drivers are allowed to get out on track here. Rain has subsided significantly, though. Unfortunately, the track surface itself still looks pretty wet. So you can see some drivers taking a slightly wider line, trying to feel out how the grip condition is like on the outside of this turn here compared to inside as well. But the race start will be safety car procedure over here. So what that means is basically all the drivers will be lining up behind the safety car before the lights go out. And in fact, when it comes to the time to go green flag racing, car that leads the entire pack out onto the track here in order to do a rolling start.
Satu perbualan yang kita ada pada hari semalam adalah suhu track dan betapa beratnya peranan suhu track tersebut akan membawa beberapa kesan ke arah grip tayar yang sedia ada. Dengan kejatuhan suhu tersebut di atas litar, adakah ia akan memainkan peranan seberat seperti semalam, Victor?
So that's an interesting thing to bring up right now, because having talked to the drivers about what the concerns were regarding the tires, it wasn't actually so much about the heat. I found out one of the things is that these particular tires here are naturally quite sensitive, I have to say, to any sort of like bumps or grinds or any sort of like conditions that will end up damaging the tires itself. So they're actually more worried about damaging the tires before reaching the end of the race itself, rather than the loss of grip coming from the tires itself. Because quite frankly, the grip levels of these road style tires are a lot less compared to what they experience compared to other kind of compounds. So for them, naturally, being the grip that is already that low and the optimum temperature actually getting up to speed very quickly, it usually doesn't really factor too much. They're more concerned about the tires itself maintaining their integrity actually compared to the heat.
Peringatan kepada para penonton sekalian, inilah dia track layout kita pada hari ini, Sepang International Circuit North Track, sebanyak 9 pusingan lengkap, sebanyak 9 pusingan dan sebanyak 2,706 meter. Ingin anda untuk pelumba-pelumba kita meredah dan rasanya dengan persediaan-persediaan yang kini berlaku di atas trek tersebut, rasanya semua pelumba memang bersemangat dan bersiap sedia untuk memulakan perlumbaan pertama kita pada hari ini. Para penonton sekalian, ingatlah seperti yang telah pun dikatakan oleh pengulas bahasa Inggeris kita, Victor, segala perlumbaan pada hari ini, perlumbaan pertama ini akan bermula dengan prosedur safety car. So ini akan bermaksud segala perlumbaan tersebut akan bermula dengan safety car. Bila safety car keluar daripada track tersebut, maksudnya perlumbaan telah pun bermula. Tiada static start, tiada tunggu untuk lampu rasanya, dan saya rasa ini akan membolehkan aksinya berdebar.
Yeah, so in fact, like once the safety car actually leaves the track, it's only until the lead car, which by default, once the safety car leaves into the pit lane, that lead car becomes the default safety car for everyone else. So all the other drivers have to follow behind this car until the lead car gets to the control line. And once the lead car has got past control line, the green flags will be waved, and that's the driver's cue to know that now it's going to be the time to start overtaking.
Memanglah satu benda yang ditunggui ramai para penonton sekalian. Berikan sorakan tepukan kepada semua peserta-peserta kegemaran anda di dalam kelas Super Sporting dan juga Rookie. Inilah pusingan kedua pada hari ini, 26 Jun 26 Jun 2022, dan daripada segi mata terkumpul bagi Super Sporting dan juga Rookie Class, kita bermula dengan Super Sporting. Victor, adakah apa-apa yang perlu disentuh daripada segi kedudukan peserta-peserta kita, dan siapakah terjejas jikalau dia tidak berlumba dengan prestasi yang terunggul?
Yeah, so the final points tally for race number 1 had been released yesterday. Of course, naturally Mitchell Chia will be taking the bulk of the points there because not only he got the win in race number 1, he also managed to get a point for pole position as well as the best time there. So Mark Darwin, he's only going to be coming. Mitchell Chia will be coming away from race number 1 with 22 points to his total, whilst Mark Darwin, who finished behind him in second place, will be able to get 15 points for his own race here. But particularly for drivers like Boy Wong and William Ho, both of them unfortunately finished kind of out of the points there, so they only are they basically came away from race number 1 with 0 points there, alongside Tengku Jan, who unfortunately, because of the incident that he had with Eddie Liu spinning and actually hitting into his car, unfortunately he also had to retire out of the race. He gets no points at all due to that incident. But interestingly enough, the damage that actually occurred in Tengku Jan's car was not severe enough to actually take him out of race number 1. In fact, all the repairs were pretty much done literally right after that race there, and the car was actually ready to go out on track from yesterday itself, which is really fantastic to see, because that means that Tengku Jan will have yet another chance here in order to try to fight for points in race number 2.
Dan inilah dia para penonton sekalian. Daripada latar skrin anda, Muhammad Farid berada dalam kedudukan nombor 1, diikuti dengan Brandon Paul, Muhammad Hayden Haikal, Freddy Ang Ding Yu dan juga Mark Darwin. Itulah top 5 kita pada hari ini, dan segalanya akan diikuti dengan, tapi kami akan lihat ya, daripada tadi pun Victor telah pun katakan cuaca pun semakin lebat dan mungkinkah kami telah pun sentuh kepada visibility, keterlihatan kita. Adakah ini akan memainkan peranan besar untuk menghalang beberapa langkah-langkah peserta kita untuk menebus ataupun memotong, memintas para lawan mereka.
See, this is why it's so important to have a safety car procedure start here, especially when conditions are dischangeable, right? Because not only are they going to be able to get feedback from the drivers directly about how the track condition is, the safety car themselves report directly to the race director. So they themselves, race control, will have actually someone on the ground there to report back to the control tower how the conditions on the track is like, whether or not it's actually safe to continue racing there, what the kind of instructions that can be given to the drivers from that point on will change based upon the information that is received as it's changing right now. In fact, it's getting so heavy outside, and the rain is to the point that even visibility is going to become an issue. And if the safety car themselves report that it's not viable to go racing there, then we may be seeing a situation where we may have to delay this very race start.
Dan kami akan lihat ya, daripada persediaan yang telah pun dibuat oleh pelumba kita, semua beliau yang, maaf saya, semua yang terlibat kini menunggui arahan daripada pengarah perlumbaan kita pada hari ini, iaitu M. Rabin. Dan kami akan lihat ya, tengok itu para penonton sekalian, tiada apa-apa yang boleh dilihat dengan elok, tidak begitu jelas, dan saya rasa kita sebagai pengulas pun akan bekerja keras sebaik mungkin untuk komunikasikan segala perubahan di dalam kedudukan dan juga segala drama yang akan berlangsung di atas track tersebut.
Yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled on that timing monitor there, because that's going to be the most reliable source of information here about how these drivers are doing as far as the feed is concerned. Because look at how heavy the rain is right now. It's not just the distance, that's really contributing to the lack of visibility, but you also have to consider the raindrops that are coming down into the car, the condensation that can build up not just on the windshield but within the driver's helmet itself also plays a factor into the visibility for the drivers themselves. So again, given that it's going to be super wet here, it'll be kind of interesting to see what sort of report or what sort of information will be provided as soon as we allow these cars to go out on the formation lap here. So I'm just going to be waiting here, basically with bated breath right now, to see how this is going to go. Look at the amount of, look at how strong the wind is out here, isn't it?
Kibaran jalur gemilang menunjukkan betapa kuatnya angin melintang, dan kami akan lihat daripada apa yang disediakan di latar skrin anda. Tetaplah segala perubahan cuaca ini memang akan menukar rancangan-rancangan peserta kita dan juga daripada segi permainan mereka memang akan bermain dengan lagi konservatif. Tetapi maklumat terbaru bagi para penonton sekalian, rasanya perlumbaan ini akan delay dan saya rasa ini adalah satu masalah besarlah kepada Super Sporting dan juga rookie yang berdebar-debar, yang tak sabar ingin memulakan perlumbaan ini, Victor.
Officially, we have the announcement here from Race Control. The start is going to be delayed right now for the Super Sporting and Rookie class. So it's going to be, for the drivers there, that means it's just going to have to sit in the cars for just a little bit longer to await the instructions on whether or not they're going to be continuing on, or are they going to be just basically on standby until conditions clear up. But you can already see that they're just basically getting the windshield wipers to move out here. And it's also interesting to kind of note that some drivers will have different ways of coping with the buildup of condensation inside their cars. So them being outside like this allows them to kind of get a feel for how bad the condensation will affect their visibility here. So they can already start to take steps in order to try to address those issues before they actually start racing. Because you can imagine, once they already are on the move, all eyes will have to be on the road. Your hands are on the wheel. There's not much you can do to kind of like wipe the insides of your your visor, or to make adjustments to the interior of your cockpit in order to improve the visibility from inside the car. So this is also an opportunity for them to get those tweaks done even before we're going out to the formation lap itself.
Dan kami akan lihat keterlihatan semakin lama semakin teruk daripada pandangan kita di bilik broadcast, di bilik siaran pengulas, dan rasanya kalau kita pun boleh katakan keterlihatannya teruk, rasanya untuk peserta-peserta kita lagi teruk, dan persediaan-persediaan terakhir mungkin akan berlaku dalam jangka masa yang akan datang. Tetapi kami daripada bilik pengulasan dan juga semua peserta kita ingin menunggui segala arahan yang datang daripada pengarah pelumba kita, iaitu M. Rabin. Haraplah kami boleh menjalankan, kami boleh memulakan perlumbaan tersebut dengan secepat mungkin. Tetapi ingatlah para penonton sekalian, ini semua segala kelewatan, segala delay, segala kesulitan daripada cuaca tersebut semuanya memainkan satu peranan saja agar membolehkan satu suasana yang selamat, lagi mengurangkan kadar insiden yang mungkin akan berlaku atas lita yang basah, Victor.
I mean, sometimes there are incidents that literally are unavoidable, right? Especially when we do go green flag racing under these kind of conditions. But the thing is that for a lot of you guys who are probably watching at home and kind of wondering when exactly are we going to be able to start, how long is this race start going to be delayed? Quite frankly, the answer from us here as commentators is that we don't know yet. You know, we're all just waiting for the information, just as you are, because Race Control has to make that determination of when exactly they can have a definitive time of when the race will start, and that all depends on the procedures. There are multiple kind of checks they have to go through in order to ensure that the racing, the track is safe enough to race. In fact, you do see Race Control having one of their SUVs out here to again explore the track, to judge the conditions there, and they're going to be constantly feeding that information back to Race Control, letting them know, okay, which part of the tracks are a little bit extra wet, which kind of hazards, water hazards or otherwise, are there that needs to be paid attention to by the racers themselves. So yeah, this delayed start here, I do know it can be a bit frustrating, you know, especially for you viewers at home. But do understand, you know, we have to be patient. We have to allow these procedures to run their course here to ensure that the safety of these drivers are not compromised.
Kelajuan yang datang daripada Race Control memanglah tertakluk kepada semua peserta kita, di mana keadaan di atas lita tersebut akan diketahui, dan haraplah tiada apa-apa perubahan daripada segi permulaan perlumbaan kita pada hari ini. Namun kami akan lihat dia semuanya tertakluk kepada Race Control. Semuanya Race Control pegang kuasa, dan jikalau keadaan di atas lita tetap terlalu membahaya, bagi race control, mungkinlah maklumat terbaru adalah mungkin kami akan delay lagi. Kita akan mengalami lagi banyak kelewatan daripada segi permulaan perlumbaan pertama kita pada hari ini. Tapi rasanya keterlihatan rasanya semakin meningkat, semakin baik. Dan mungkinkah ini satu isyarat di mana kami akan bermula perlumbaan pertama kita pada hari ini, Victor?
I don't really know, man. We still have not received any updates from race control quite yet. It's still the control SUV has already gone back into the pits now. Maybe we'll be able to get it out on the track again through the pit exit to further gather more information now. But you can definitely see the rain clearing out a little bit here. Changeable conditions here in Sepang tend to be so unpredictable, isn't it? So for 1 second, you could see. For one moment, you can see the rain being super heavy, and then suddenly it'll start to clear up, only to become heavier later on. You know, it's so difficult to really find the right time exactly to start that ball rolling, isn't it? So, quite frankly, everyone's just going to have to be patient. The drivers will just have to patiently wait in their seats. The safety car as well is just going to have to patiently await orders from race control on whether to lead them out on the lap. And race control is just going to be gathering all the information, gathering all the data points they can get from the trackside marshals, from their service vehicles on track, in order to find out when are the conditions right enough in order for us to get started with the race.
Dan ingat para penonton sekalian, daripada apa kita lihat ya, maklumat terbaru adalah perlumbaan ini akan bermula jangka masa 4 minit daripada sekarang mengikuti jam kita 12.37 dan rasanya 3 minit lagi 12.40 adalah masa yang telah pun dipilih oleh pengarah perlumbaan kita, pengarah lumba kita, di mana ia akan bermula perlumbaan ini. Isyarat bunyi horn telah pun dibunyikan. Rasanya beberapa minit lagi tertinggal. 3 minit tertinggal sebelum permulaan kita pada hari ini. Ingatlah para penonton sekalian, semuanya bermula dengan safety car. Bila safety car termasuk balik ke dalam pit, makanya bermulalah race 2 Super Sporting Class dan Rookie Class.
Yeah, I can see the rookie class drivers right now sitting in trepidation there. Again, just like race number 1, they're going to be starting a few grid rows behind the super sporting class, and we did see some of them actually being able to pass some of the guys in the super sporting class during the later stages of the race. Particularly, Alistair Young found himself in a rookie sandwich at one point there, but that was actually due to some damage he experienced on his car. In fact, having Matthew spoke to me earlier on, he did match meet up with Alistair and found that there was a lot of adjustments they had to do to his rear suspension, a lot of like getting things sorted out over there because he was experiencing handling issues in race number 1 due to collision in the back. So the car was repaired and it's quite ready to race here, but no doubt the impact in the back there may leave some nagging issues that the driver will just have to kind of bear and adapt to as it comes, you know. Another kind of issue, especially now that we've already entered our second round of this Toyota Vios Challenge Series, is that some of the gearboxes have already started to experience wear and tear. Particularly, some gears have become so worn down that drivers will sometimes have to kind of hold the transmission in place there in order to keep the gear in place. Otherwise, if they put the hand off the gear stick, literally it will just jump out and it wouldn't have any power being transmitted onto the wheels. So it's these kind of things that the drivers, you know, are just managing as well. You know, it's not just the racing on the track, but sometimes the kind of nagging annoyances that the car is just putting onto you. The drivers just have to kind of bear and grin it, especially when it comes to the last race of this weekend. It doesn't make any kind of sense, you know, to incur any kind of time penalties or whatnot just to make a change on the part. Sometimes you just rather save the kind of effort and kind of avoid those kind of penalties by delaying those kind of repairs until we're going to be going on to round number 3.
10 saat lagi tinggal sebelum maaf saya, 10 saat lagi tertinggal sebelum safety car start akan bermula. Kelepan lampu merah berisyarat kepada pelumba kita, bermaksud kami akan mula, iaitu dia. Para penonton sekalian, perlumbaan belum bermula tetapi safety car telah pun berada di atas lintah, bermaksudnya bila safety car terkeluar, maksudnya perlumbaan akan bermula. Berikan sorakan dan tepukan kepada semua peserta kita, para penonton sekalian. Race 2 bermula sebentar lagi.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the safety car is leading all these cars out for exploratory laps now. They may run 1 lap, they may run 2 laps, and just as many as they need right now to find out how wet and how treacherous the conditions on the track will be there. And you can certainly see from the amount of standing water that has already been put up on this track, you can be guaranteed that the start of this race will be very, very wet indeed.
Memanglah kebasahan litar ternyata di dalam latar skrin anda. So pada penonton yang memerhatikan menonton siaran langsung ni, memang ternyata sekali kebasahan litar tersebut akan memainkan peranan besar daripada prestasi para peserta kita. Namun ia tidak akan menghalang mereka untuk mencuba sebaik mungkin untuk mendapat merampas kedudukan-kedudukan yang diingini oleh mereka. Safety car tetap berada di dalam perlumbaan tersebut. Tiada apa-apa maklumat terbaru yang diberikan kepada kita dan kepada pelumba daripada kawalan lumba ini. Namun kami akan lihat daripada apa kita lihat di dalam statistik tersebut, sektor itu telah pun dilengkapkan bagi majoriti peserta kita, dan memang tidak sabar langsung untuk melihat apa yang menunggui kita daripada segi permulaan tersebut.
Yeah, and another very important point for these drivers to get a handle on is going to be this final set of corners in Sector 2 here, because the tendency for a lot of these cars is that, especially when the grip levels are quite low, is for them to understeer going through these final few corners. So they have to know what will be a good approach really to try and tackle those final few corners. In fact, another good thing for them to kind of survey is going to be which parts of the track are a little bit drier than the rest of them. And top professional drivers, even in F1, like Max Verstappen, they're very good at finding the grip sometimes in treacherous conditions like these. And part of that is really down to how much data they get from these kind of laps, these exploratory laps. Just going a little bit off the dry line really, or kind of going on parts of the track that aren't really traversed as much, under normal racing conditions, and just using that information to kind of to know with confidence that you're going to be able to get a little bit more grip if you were to tackle the track in a specific way. So these kind of things, pretty much all these drivers here, they know all of these by heart. They have done this so many times here. We've definitely seen this is not the first wet race, for a lot of these guys. This is not their first rodeo. So certainly they already have their own plans, their own strategies really to try to deal with a wet start.
Dan rasanya satu lagi pusingan lengkap perlu oleh safety car kita. Kami akan lihat kibaran bendera kuning mengisyaratkan kepada semua peserta kita di mana safety car tetap akan berada di dalam lintah tersebut. Telah pun pusingan ke-18, baki pusingan 18 tertinggal, dan rasanya satu lagi istilah yang dipinjam oleh Victor, iaitu exploratory lap, rasanya mungkin akan memberikan maklumat yang secukupnya untuk pelumba kita, sebab exploratory lap tu berfungsi untuk memberikan maklumat yang selanjutnya kepada semua peserta kita agar betapa basahnya lintah tersebut. Apakah yang diperlukan, apa perubahan yang diperlukan daripada segi garis pandu yang perlu diambil oleh semua peserta kita agar memberikan satu perlumbaan yang hangat dan berdebar.
There's also another advantage actually for the safety car to go out multiple times there. It will pretty much also allow parts of the track to start to dry up, particularly the racing line. So you can already see, because these cars, as they run over the track multiple times, they will start to move the water away from the sides of the track here. Ladies and gentlemen, safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. The announcement has been sent out by race control. We're going to be watching the lights on the safety car, and they are off as soon as he hits turn number 4. So you know that drivers already know, especially the lead driver here, Muhammad Farik. He knows that now it's going to be time for him to start to slow the pack down a little bit, get them a little bit gathered up, and then start to prepare for when exactly he wants to start to make that sprint towards that control line.
Dan kami akan lihat dia daripada pengumuman yang diberikan oleh kawalan lumba kita, safety car akan keluar dan masuk kepada pit pada pengakhiran pusingan lengkap ini, dan ini akan mengisyaratkan kepada semua peserta kita banyak lagi baki tertinggal. 18 pusingan lengkap baki tertinggal selepas kereta depan Farik akan merentasi garis mula. Bermulanya perlumbaan kedua kita pada pertama kita untuk hari ini, iaitu Super Sporting dan Rookie Class.
Farik has just gone past the control line there. You can already see the top 5 cars just following right behind him, trying to find the slipstream on the inside line. But right now they're going to be going around the outside here to try to break. Farik is going to be taking something a little bit more on the inside here in order to try to defend, because we've got 2 cars crowding up behind him. Brendan Paul as well as Hayden Heikal both are itching to try to challenge Muhammad Farik for that lead right about now. Brendan Paul will have the inside as Hayden Heikal takes around the outside, and unfortunately he will lose out in P2 there, but he does gain it back though, because the inside line is going to favor Hayden Heikal coming through turn number 3. So they will be going side by side, both Brendan Paul as well as Hayden Heikal, as they come towards the line. Ooh, that's going onto the grass there from Brendan Paul, and as well as I think Freddie Ang there. He's managed to keep things under control though as he comes towards turn 4, braking very hard. Muhammad Farik is still able to keep the place, but looks like Brendan Paul falls behind. You can also see the Laser Motorsports car starting to climb ahead of him, and it's starting to take away and challenge P3 there for him. I think that's Mark Darwin in that car number 63. He's now just behind Hayden Heikal, and he seems to have confirmed that P3 position.
Dan kami akan lihat dia daripada cubaan yang datang tadi, dekat lagi terbabas Brendan Paul. Nasib baik pengalaman dia dan pengawalan jentera tersebut berjaya untuk menyelamatkan keadaan buruk tersebut. Dan kami akan lihat daripada apa yang kita perhatikan dalam pusingan yang terakhir ni. Victor sekarang ingin mencelah.
Because Hayden Heikal has just passed the leader. Muhammad Farik has just lost his place coming through the final turn. Hayden Heikal leads the cars going to his line. He takes P1 right now. He's in lead of this race here. He's going to be in control from this point on.
Dan beberapa peningkatan daripada segi kedudukan telah pun berlaku. Hayden Heikal berjaya merampas kedudukan nombor 1. Mark Darwin dan Mitchell Chia berjaya untuk memperbaiki kedudukan mereka ke kedudukan nombor 4 dan 5. Freddie Ang dan juga Alistair Yong. Freddie Ang terjatuh kepada kedudukan nombor 6, manakala Alistair Yong menaik kedudukannya ke kedudukan nombor 7. Namun kami lihat beberapa sentuhan yang telah pun berlaku ke arah Farik. Farik cuba memulihkan keadaan tersebut agar tidak ditimpa dengan keadaan yang buruk. Namun kami akan lihat Muhammad Farik tetap berpegang di dalam jentera nombor 7. Kedudukannya tetap terjejas akibat beberapa lagi kami akan lihat rasanya kebasahan lintas tersebut akan membawa banyak masalah untuk peserta kita, Victor.
No room given at all, and Brendan Paul was in his rights there to snatch that position on the track. So Muhammad Farik, you know, he had nowhere left to go, but he refused to let his foot off the gas, and as a result ended up on the grass. Now he might be losing a couple more places, because here comes Mitchell Chia round the outside to take the position in turn 5 now. He's going to be linking up with Brendan Paul from right behind now, and he seems to have gotten himself up into P4. Brilliant move so far, and it's quite hectic going on out there, but it's amazing that these drivers still manage to keep control. It looks like Mitchell is able to carry so much more speed there compared to Brendan Paul, and unfortunately he had to yield the place now, and it looks like Mitchell Chia might just be able to take P3 here.
Kedudukan Mitchell Chia sekarang berada dalam kedudukan nombor 3 dan silap saya kami akan tahu selanjutnya. Muhammad Hayden Heikal berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1. Mitchell Chia berjaya untuk mengubah kedudukannya daripada kedudukan nombor 4 ke kedudukan nombor 2. Brandon Paul dan juga Mark Darwin. Tiada perubahan yang berlaku langsung dan kami akan lihat ya. Satu siasatan akan berlaku antara sebelum apa-apa satu lagi sentuhan berlaku. Rasanya kami akan lihat ya daripada apa yang kita perhatikan di latar skrin kita, iaitu memang banyak drama yang berlaku. Sekali lagi, satu lagi pertempuran yang berlaku namun tiada insiden yang terlalu besar yang akan melibatkan safety car ataupun pemberhentian perlumbaan tersebut. Tapi Victor telah pun melompat-lompat melihat perlawanan ini. Rasanya sekali lagi.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Paul and Mark Darwin literally touching each other the whole time going through turn 2 and up to turn 3. But Mark Darwin now, he snatches the position coming into turn 4. Two cars spinning out there in a bit of contact. A hit on the back there. I think that's Mohammed Farouk's car number 7 that just took the brunt of that T-bone just now. And looks like he might just be out of the race there. A loss of control for Mitchell Chia as well. He's gone completely wide, sliding around the track there as well as Mark Darwin. These guys are running out of control. The grip levels just so low, but still they're yet able to keep the cars back on the track now, getting across the line. But look at the drifting that's going out on track here. It's so wet, so little grip.
Dan kami akan lihat ya daripada segi grip yang telah pun ditunjukkan. Kami telah berbincang dengan lama tadi antara saya dengan Victor. Grip akan mempermainkan peranan besar di dalam perlumbaan pertama ini. Dan kami telah melihat kesannya ke arah kedudukan beberapa peserta kita. Muhammad Hayden Haikal tetap akan berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1. Mark Darwin telah pun mengubah kedudukannya kepada kedudukan 2, maaf saya. Dan Brandon Paul tetap berpegang kepada kedudukan nombor 3. Brandon Paul menunjukkan kebolehannya, pengalamannya dan kehandalan dia untuk mengawal jentera dia dengan efisien dan elok. Namun kami akan lihat tetapnya halangan tetap akan berlaku lagi. Sekali lagi kami akan lihat jentera nombor 61 Mitchell Chia dekat lagi terbabas, dekat lagi terkeluar daripada litar tersebut.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Chia is just experiencing such little grip in his car. He's having oversteer going into understeer out of turn 1 and into turn 2. So he's just struggling to try to keep that car on the track right now. And this is allowing the guys in front of him, Brandon Paul, Hayden Haikal, Mark Darwin, to just basically catch a good lead. Oh, a bit of slide there by Brandon Paul. And that's actually given a position back to Mitchell Chia now, who's able to slip by just by the skin of his teeth now to get himself up into P3. But still not quite out of the woods yet. They're going down the fast section. Yaris still going to be able to keep his end. He keeps it nice and tidy. This time, he's no longer going to be spinning out on the outside.
Dan kami akan lihat ya di dalam pusingan ke-6 ini 14 lagi baki pusingan tertinggal. Dan kami akan lihat beberapa drama telah pun berlaku di atas litar tersebut. Kebasahan litar memang memberikan kesan besar ke arah prestasi perlumbaan kita pada hari ini. Peserta-peserta kita ada banyak halangan, bukan sahaja dalam kebasahan litar, namun antara satu sama lain beberapa ruang telah pun dinafikan oleh beberapa peserta kita. Namun kami lihat perlumbaannya tetap berdebar.
Yeah, the 22 car Alistair Yaris managed to find a way past Brandon Paul as well. You also see his teammate there, I think it was Boy Wong right now in car number 21 as well, getting a nice little run up there into Liu Ka Wai from the Laser Motor Racing team. They're going to be side by side right now. Car number 6 and car number 21. They're going to try to battle it out in this first turn right now, but Liu Ka Wai still has the inside line. He still has the advantage. He still is going to be able to keep the place, but look at the understeer for him coming out the exit and the understeer coming through the second turn as well. He's just like everyone else. They're just struggling to try to keep the car turned in. It's a minor miracle they're still able to keep themselves in place, in position here, despite all of these issues.
Memang bekerja keras pengawal race kita, pengarah race kita pada hari ini memanglah banyak kerja. Sebanyak 3 siasatan telah pun diumumkan di dalam beberapa peristiwa.
Sliding.
Sekali lagi kami akan lihat ya beberapa kontak, beberapa sentuhan yang berlaku antara jentera nombor 21 dan jentera nombor 3. Namun tiada perubahan daripada segi kedudukan. Namun itu akan menjadikan satu peristiwa yang perlu diperhatikan dengan lebih mendalam.
Yeah, I mean, Freddie Ang right now is trying to maintain his position here, but Boy Wong is bringing up a really strong challenge here through turn 5, but it seems like he's going to slow down a little bit too much there, unfortunately, as Clement Yo now slips around the outside to take the position away from Boy Wong, and Boy Wong, his troubles are not quite ending though, because another car slips around the inside. 3 cars ending up on the grass right now. Are they able to get in? Look at the mud and water being thrown up onto the track right now, but fortunately both of these cars able to get themselves back on track there, but Freddie Ang unfortunately loses his position to Clement Yeo due to going off track.
Kami dekat lagi berada di pertengahan perlumbaan ini sebanyak 12 pusingan lengkap adalah bakinya bagi pusingan kedua. Maaf saya bagi perlumbaan kedua ini dan kami akan lihat sekali lagi oversteer understeer yang berlaku di dalam pusingan pertama ini antara kedua-duanya dan berjaya untuk memintasnya, tetapi satu lagi pusingan berada di situ dan rasanya kelebihan akan berpihak kepada jentera 27.
Clement is having a heck of a time in the back there trying to defend against the 23 car Adi Rahimi, but Boy Wong, he's in danger of losing more paces here because William Ho is now stepping up to the challenge here. He realizes that he's close enough here. He starts to challenge him for that for P8 right now. He's not going to be letting this go. Not easy slipstream this time. He's going to be trying to get up alongside him, going towards turn 4 here to try to grab the inside line before Boy Wong is able to get into position there. And it looks like Boy Wong still is able to close the door there, not quite able to get past him is William Ho. He's going to have to try again.
Ada beberapa perubahan daripada segi kedudukan. Tengku Janleh sekarang berada dalam kedudukan nombor 4. Kami akan lihat William Ho sekarang berada di dalam kedudukan nombor 9.
He's taking the place. He's taking the place away there.
Oh, begitu cantiklah yang diperhatikan oleh pengulas saya Victor dengan menampaknya satu lagi peristiwa yang akan disiasatkan. Sekali lagi.
And William Ho ends up into the barriers.
Rasanya kibaran bendera kuning telah pun dikeluarkan. Rasanya safety car akan memainkan peranan besar di dalam sini, Victor.
It might be. We haven't got an announcement quite yet. We're still racing right now, but there's definitely a yellow flag in the final sector. The incident, I think, that's a different incident right now between car 12 and car 7. I mean, there's so many incidents happening on track right now. It's really tough to kind of keep focus on that, but it looks like Boy Wong may have just bumped into the back of William Ho there. We might be able to see on replay very soon to see kind of what happened there going to that final turn. So you can see William Ho already having the position there. Boy Wong slips on the inside, a little nose touch onto the rear bumper there, forces him sideways there, and unfortunately the momentum is going to head him hurtling all the way towards the tire barriers.
Nasib baiklah berada halangan-halangan di situ dan akibat halangan berada di dalam corner di dalam pusingan tersebut memang makanya selamat Boy Wong daripada kecederaan yang begitu parah. Haraplah keselamatan dia memang akan dijagai dan kami akan lihat daripada apa yang kita lihat di latar skrin kita sebanyak 11 lagi pusingan lengkap yang berbaki di dalam pusingan kedua. Maaf saya, dalam perlumbaan kedua, pusingan kedua bagi Toyota GAZOO Racing musim kelima. Berdebar-debarlah aksi yang kita boleh saksikan dan kita pun telah meramal bahawa banyak peristiwa menunggui kita di dalam perlumbaan ini akibat kebasahan lita.
Oh my goodness, wow, look at that there. Okay, so Mitchell Chia, Tengku Jan was actually been climbing up the field, keeping himself out of trouble throughout the entirety of all those incidents happening, right? Unfortunately, he is under investigation though for getting into a contact with car number 7, that's going to be Mohamed Farik, but still, Tengku Jan having a car that's a little bit faster and Mitchell having so much trouble with his grip right now. He basically yielded the place to his teammate there so that he gets past, and you can see Tengku Jan waving out a window saying, "Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you for letting me through right now," because now he's going to be able to go ahead and chase for the lead.
Dan kami akan lihat je sekali lagi peristiwa yang telah pun membawa William Ho berlanggar dengan barrier tersebut akan disiasat selepas selesainya pusingan masa perlumbaan kedua ini, dan rasanya kami akan lihat daripada apa jenis drama yang berlaku di atas hitam memang tiada berhenti-henti.
Yeah, what we were talking just now, Hayden Haikal actually got passed by Mark Darwin. It seemed like Mark Darwin was able to close the gap while Hayden was just losing time on the grid here. So now Mark Darwin is the leader of the race right now, as Hayden Haikal has trouble keeping up to him going through sectors 2 here. So right now, I wonder if Hayden's experiencing the same problem as Mitchell, as some of these other younger drivers who may have just pushed themselves a little bit too hard, or just finding that lack of grip so difficult to deal with here, especially with these wet conditions that drivers like Mark Darwin now are able to, who are able to find that grip, are going to be able to set those times down. And look at that! I mean, the gap between him and Hayden Haikal now is sitting at 0.6 seconds. So that clearly shows that he has a lot more grip, a lot more confidence in his car compared to everyone else.
Dan kami akan lihat ya daripada Daripada segi pusingan lengkap yang terlaju, Tengku Janle dengan masa sebanyak 1 minit 37 saat dan 197 milisecond yang telah pun terkumpul baginya. 9 lagi pusingan lengkap berbaki di dalam pusingan kedua ini, dan kami akan lihat dia sekali lagi daripada apa yang kita fahami kedudukan beberapa peserta kita yang telah pun mengubah kedudukan tersebut. Kami akan lihat dengan Mitchell Chia berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1 pada permulaan ini. Sekarang telah pun diambil bagus oleh Mark Darwin. Muhammad Hayden Haikal berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 2. Tengku Janle kedudukan nombor 3. Kedudukan keempat dan kelima berpunya kepada Mitchell Chia dan juga Eddie Liu.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we haven't really been able to give any focus here is to some of these rookie drivers. Muhammad Hamdani is on the screen right now. He's the leader for the rookie class here ahead of Muhammad Nabil. So he's looking to be in the set position here to try to take the win with 9 laps to go here in this super sporting and rookie class race. So, and quite a healthy lead as well, I have to say, between him and Muhammad Nabil. So at the moment though, for as far as the rest of the race goes, Tengku Jan coming onto the podium positions and him having the fastest lap actually as he was making his way up the field here. It seems quite likely that he might be able to potentially try to make a catch up to the top 2 here. The thing is, he does have a gap of about 3.5 seconds to make up here in order for him to actually make it up to the top 2. But that's kind of good news, I have to say, because in the lap before that, it was literally at 5 seconds flat. So it means that he's already gaining the time. He's already closing the gap to the top 2. So we might be seeing a challenge for P2 very, very soon.
Satu benda yang perlu kita menitik beratkan kepada Tengku Jan adalah kedudukan asalnya. Kedudukan asalnya berpegang kepada kedudukan nombor 13, berjaya untuk memanjat bukitnya sebanyak 12 buah jentera menjadi halangan kepada Tengku Janle, tetapi sekarang berada kepada kedudukan nombor 3. Tengku Janle menunjukkan bukan saja pengalaman dia, tapi kehandalan dia, berjaya untuk mengawal jenteranya dengan efisien dan bagus untuk memintas sebanyak 12 orang peserta dan 12 buah jentera.
Yeah, we did see one of the rookies going a little bit wide through there. Mitchell Chia still coming through turn 4 right now. We can see Eddie Liu keeping himself ahead of Brendan Paul. Fantastic job for him, man. I mean, the fact that he lost out so many points there in race 1 must have really hurt there, especially given that it really wasn't really something he could be in control of. And right now he's just basically trying to recuperate from that little loss there, and hopefully be able to get some good additional points here in race number 2 to make up for the disappointing race number 1 for him. But for Brendan Paul though, I mean, I gotta say, dropping so far down the grid here, he's certainly struggling just like everyone else to actually get to grips with the track right now. But it seems like things have kind of settled down for them now. We're no longer seeing these guys fighting for control too much. And at this point now, it's just really about preserving your track position here, just trying to ensure that your tires maintain the integrity, and they have to make sure that they are able to bring it home within these 7 laps.
Satu benda yang perlu disorotkan para penonton sekalian adalah berada di hadapan di dalam long straight tersebut sebelum memintas garis penamat ataupun garis mula. Kami akan lihat ya, keterlihatan memang adalah satu masalah isu besar, di mana jikalau anda berada di hadapan seperti kedudukan Mark Darwin, memang keterlihatannya lagi senang, lagi jelas berbanding dengan Hayden Haikal, Tengku Jan, Mitchell Chia, Eddie Liu yang berada di belakangnya, dan beliau memang menggunakannya sebagai satu kelebihan di mana dia mendapatkan jarak yang selebihnya. Tapi kami akan lihat ya sekali lagi daripada kedudukan jentera nombor 23, Adi Rahimi sekarang tetap akan berpegang kepada kedudukannya, cuba sebaik mungkin untuk menangkap Brendan Paul yang berada di kedudukan nombor 6, jentera 47.
Yeah, I was looking actually at some of the replays that have been scrubbing through during this race night now. Things have kind of calmed down a lot more, so we kind of can take stock about how things have been chaotic actually at the early part of this race. I mean, you can see the bumper barely hanging on for dear life here into car number 23, and this is just indicative of the amount of collisions that's been happening for some of these guys. I mean, the 23 car, Adi Rahimi, he was trying to challenge I think there was Liu Kawai at some point there, but it seems like he's lost out the battle quite massively because Liu Kawai has already gotten himself up into P5. Mark Darwin in the meantime trying to defend against Hayden Haikal here, and Mark Darwin goes a little bit too wide there. I think Hayden Haikal might have an opportunity to try to overtake though, but he doesn't quite find the opportunity to close the door as Mark Darwin does it instead, coming towards turn 2. And you look at how much he's sliding there, just fighting his car for control as he attempts to block Hayden Haikal from being able to pass him through turn 2. Now in the run up to turn 3 though, Hayden does find the speed going around the outside of turn 3, so he might try to find a way to outbrake Mark Darwin, and does he closes it actually even before that breaking point there. He wants to confirm his place here, but it's going to be this breaking point that really matters because he cannot afford to end up cutting around the outside too much. Mark Darwin though, he takes a much safer line, keeping on to the inside there, giving plenty of room to Hayden Haikal, but looks like neither of them are going to be able to swap positions here. Hayden Haikal is back on the lead.
Hayden Haikal berjaya untuk memintas Mark Darwin dengan elok. Tengku Jan tetap akan berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 3. Mitchell Chia tetap berpegang pada kedudukan 4. Eddie Liu dan juga Brandon Paul. Brandon Paul antaranya yang telah pun jatuh kedudukannya daripada kedudukan nombor 3 ke arah kedudukan nombor 6. Adi Rahimi tetap berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 7. Freddy Ang, Clement Yo, Hamdani Hamid, Nabil Azan Farid, Adel Liu, William Ho, Muiz, Alistair Young, Boy Wong dan juga Sharik merupakan Saki Baki yang tetap berpegang kepada kedudukan mereka. Kami akan lihat dia sekarang. Boy Wong telah pun keluar, telah pun disingkirkan daripada perlumbaan ini, dan kami akan lihat perlawanan ini akan melibatkan 3 buah jentera, iaitu kedudukan nombor 1, 2 dan 3 antara Hayden Haikal, Mark Darwin dan Tengku Janle.
What did I tell you? Tengku Jan was going to close that gap eventually to the top 2 now. So it's a 3-way battle for the lead here, not for P2, not for anything else. It's going to be a 3-way battle forming at the front. Mohamed Farid though, he has taken the brunt of most of the damage throughout the early stages of this race. It's kind of a miracle that he's still able to keep himself on the track. However, his rear bumper, that's hanging quite loose over there, and I kind of worry that that might end up becoming a hazard here. Of course, the trackside marshals will be monitoring this situation, and if it does get kind of bad, there might be a potential to see a meatball flag being shown out here to inform the driver that there's a mechanical issue with the car that will require him to go into the pits.
Kami akan lihat Tengku Janle tetap akan menjadi peserta yang paling banyak meningkatkan kedudukannya. Tidak begitu jauh daripadanya adalah Eddie Liu dan juga tidak silap saya Hamdani Hamid dengan sebanyak 5 kedudukan perubahannya daripada peningkatannya. Tapi yang paling berpegang kepada kedudukannya, Tengku Janle menunjukkan kalau dia berpegang kepada kedudukan nombor 3 ni, ini merupakan satu peningkatan yang besar.
Tengku Jan has just taken the lead away just off camera there, getting in front of not only Mark Darwin but Hayden Haikal as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new race leader here, the third one throughout this entire super sporting and rookie class. It had been back and forth early on between Hayden Haikal as well as Mark Darwin, but now challenger number 3 has entered the game here. Tengku Jan is in the lead in race number 2.
Tengku Janle menunjukkan sifat sabarnya, menunggui masa yang tepat, masa yang paling bagus untuk meminta sebanyak 2 buah jentera di dalam berbentuk yang telah pun dikawal oleh Hayden Haikal dan juga Mark Darwin. Dan bukan sahaja berjaya untuk merampas kedudukan pertama, namun kami akan lihat daripada sebanyak 3 kali Tengku Janle berjaya untuk mencatat masa yang terlaju daripada segi pusingan lengkap.
Oh my goodness, I wish the cameras had actually been focusing on John the whole time because, you know, he's been climbing up that leaderboard over and over again. It's just such a shame that there's been so much action going on in the early part of the race, so much chaos there that really this kind of slipped through our fingers here. But Tengku Jan now taking his place in the front of the grid here. Hayden Haikal still struggling to keep Mark Darwin behind here, so might we actually see a changing of the guard here for P2 very soon? I mean, Mark Darwin certainly thinks it might be an opportunity here. There's still 4 laps to go. Anything can still happen.
Kami kan walaupun ada saki-baki 4 pusingan lengkap yang perlu diselesaikan, yang perlu dihabiskan oleh peserta-peserta kita, namun kami akan lihat dia banyak lagi masa untuk peluang diambil oleh Hayden Haikal dan Mark Darwin untuk melepaskan ataupun memintas Tengku Jan keluar daripada pusingan terakhir ini.
Yeah, so Hayden Heikal now has managed to open up the gap a little bit to the main straight, so he definitely can breathe a slight sigh of relief right now as he tries to make the chase onto Tengku Jan, trying to find a way to hop onto his slipstream there. But, you know, Jan still being able to set some really good times here. I mean, the fact is that he's in control of this situation here. I mean, it's going to be up to Hayden Heikal to try to see if he can exploit any kind of weaknesses, but we know that that Tengku Jan, he really doesn't really show much weaknesses on the track especially. So, man, I kind of feel for him. He's probably going to be stuck behind him for quite a bit until he can kind of figure out where exactly can he find the extra time, where exactly can he find that moment to attack.
Dan kami akan lihat ya, walaupun kibaran bendera kuning telah pun lepas pada tadi, di mana Boy Wong telah pun disingkirkan daripada perlumbaan tersebut, namun tiada perlunya safety car, dan tetapnya kami akan lihat saki-baki 3 pusingan lengkap akan menjadi crescendo, di mana kami akan tahu siapa akan dinobatkan juara dan top 3 kita bagi perlumbaan kedua, hari kedua Toyota GAZOO Racing musim kelima.
Yeah, so right now for the rookie class here, for the rookie class right now, Adele is able to get herself up into P3 there for her class. So that's a pretty good turnaround for an abysmal first race with her. She's been experiencing kind of like issues so far. This is literally it's about second race right now. So she's still kind of getting a grip of how it's like to race. Oh my goodness, not like this though. It looks like Freddie Ang has just been knocked along the side there, and as we wait for the cameras to kind of get back on the track there, it seems like that has caused him to spin out on the track though. I was seeing him getting actually closer and closer. I didn't think he was going to go for that move, but Adi Rahimi now knocking Freddie Ang right at turn number 5 there. It's just kind of ruined his race a little bit here. Man, I mean, I thought they were kind of behind all this kind of chaos, but we're still seeing them all the way through.
Dan ingatlah para penonton, janganlah sekali-kali pun menoleh ke tempat lain. Latas skrin anda memang ada aksi berdebar. Kami akan lihat balik kepada imbas kembali itu. Tengok itu. Daripada apa yang berlaku pada Freddie Ang, tetapi berjaya untuk memulihkan diri dan seterusnya akan sambung berlumba walaupun terkena sentuhan yang datang daripada Muhammad Hamdani, Muhammad Nabil, tidak silap saya. Freddie Ang tetap akan selamat dan berjaya untuk sambung berlumba.
I think that's a flat tire. I think Adi Rahimi might have a flat tire in his front there, or at least some sort of suspension damage because he's so slow on the track right now. Even Freddie, my goodness, Freddie Ang has caught up back to him there and actually give him a little bit of a love tap in the back there to acknowledge, his fault there. So again, Adi Rahimi waves to him there, acknowledges that it was kind of his fault going to that. But it seems like despite the fact that Freddie Ang's kind of race has been ruined, just literally 2 laps to go here, Adi Rahimi fully acknowledges that maybe he might be a little bit cognizant the next time he decides to make a move like that.
Kami akan lihat dia daripada kedudukan Nabil Azlan. Nabil Azlan sekarang berlawan dengan Adi Rahimi. Maaf saya bukan Adi Rahimi. Hamdani Hamid. Kami akan lihat dia walaupun beberapa perubahan telah pun berlaku dalam kedudukan peserta kita, tetapi dalam baki yang terakhir, pusingan terakhir kita, kami akan Tengku Jan tetap akan berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1. Mark Darwin berjaya untuk memperbaiki kedudukannya kepada kedudukan nombor 2. Hayden Heikal terjatuh pada kedudukan nombor 3, dan kami akan lihat pengumuman yang datang daripada pengarah race kita, pengarah lumba kita, di mana sentuhan yang berlaku antara kereta jentera 23 dan jentera 3 di pusingan kelima akan disiasat selepas selesainya perlumbaan ini.
Hayden Heikal is trying to fight back to Mark Darwin. He lost the place early on, so Mark Darwin is now in P2. Hayden Heikal in P3, but Hayden is quite close to Mark Darwin though, coming through this last lap here. Is he going to be able to make the move though? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it though. At turn 4, he's going to be blocked completely by Mark Darwin taking the inside line here. So right now Hayden Heikal, he's going to try to see if he can get a good run up here, but the exit speed isn't quite good for the Axel Motorsports car. He's going to open up quite a gap now for Mark Darwin to go ahead and continue to maintain his track position here. Hayden Heikal slowly but surely being left out on the lurch here as Tengku Jan is coming around the final corner now to take the checkered flag soon. And Mark Darwin, he's still giving chase. He's still not giving up. He's waiting to see if there's going to be any opportunity for him to get past. But I just think with this last lap coming through, Tengku Jan now on the final corner now. This man started so far back on the grid there, stayed out of trouble, and he now comes across the line in race number 2 to take take the win here in the Super Sporting and Rookie class. Mark Darwin is going to come up right behind him. Hayden Heikal is going to be able to take P3, and Tengku Jan celebrating with his team on the pit wall right now. Knows he's just had an amazing race here in race number 2.
Itulah dia para penonton sekalian daripada Prima TD Racing Team. Tengku Janle, pemenang anda bagi perlumbaan kedua, pusingan kedua Toyota GAZOO Racing Festival Vios Challenge. Memang cabaran besar yang diambil oleh Tengku Janle, sebanyak 12 halangan yang dialami, yang diredahi oleh Tengku Janle, tetapi halangannya tetapnya akan di-conquer, akan sebaik-baiknya macam mana nak kata, dimenangi, conquered by Tengku Jan. Memang cantik sangat nak lihat daripada prestasi Tengku Janle, daripada kedudukan nombor 13 berjaya untuk merampas satu demi satu kedudukannya.
Yeah, amazing, and I really wish we were able to kind of see it more on the broadcast though, but unfortunately due to limitations we can only show so much action here because it was so jam-packed, wasn't it? Especially earlier on in this race. So right now, Tengku Jan just basically making this his redemption race right now, given that he was completely knocked out of race number 1 very early on, had the DNF. I'm pretty sure those of you who are following the TGR Fantasy League who have been behind Tengku Jan all along will be jumping in joy right about now, because there's going to be a heck of a lot of points right now for Tengku Jan supporters out there in this My Dream Team Fantasy League.
Dan kami akan lihatnya daripada rookie class, Muhammad Hamdani berjaya berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1 bagi kelas dia masing-masing, tetapi kami akan lihat kedudukannya keseluruhan berpegang kepada kedudukan nombor 8. Walaupun kami lihat sebanyak 18 jentera berada di atas lita tersebut, Boy Wong sahaja yang akan jadi seorang peserta yang tidak berjaya untuk lengkap dan selesai perlumbaan tersebut akibat penglibatannya di dalam peristiwa yang menyingkirkan daripada perlumbaan tersebut. Tetapi kami menunggui segala keputusan rasmi yang datang daripada race control.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many incidents that happen on track that I bet they're just going to have a lot of processing to do after this race. A lot of drivers kind of meet at race control later on, so no doubt there's going to be a lot of discussions going on between the race director and our racers here. But nevertheless, though, as they line up for the weigh-in here, we can safely say that this has been quite the eventful race number 2 here that we didn't quite expect. We didn't expect the rain, we didn't expect all the thrills and spills that just occurred all throughout this race here, but gladly, things have been kept pretty much to a minimum here. Things really calmed down quite well going towards the end stages of this race here. But man, what a performance though from our race winner here, Tengku Jan, because quite frankly, again, it's just showing that that experience really trumps a lot of factors when it comes to these drivers, and sometimes just having that experience alone, that the confidence in handling your car can make all of the difference in the world.
Dan itulah dia para penonton sekalian, memang satu perlumbaan yang begitu cantik, yang begitu hebat, yang melibatkan peserta-peserta kita pada hari ini memang berdebar, dan kita pun telah meramalkan di mana suasana lita memang akan mempermainkan peranan besar. Dan inilah dia para penonton sekalian, keputusan rasmi kita. Tengku Janle tetap berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 1, Mark Darwin kedudukan nombor 2, Hayden Haikal kedudukan 3, Saki Bakinya, Mitchell Chia, Brandon Paul, Eddie Liu, Clement Yo, Freddie Ang, William Ho dan Muhammad Farid berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 4 sampai 10, dan kedudukan nombor 11 sampai ke 13 Adi Rahimi, Alistair Young dan Boy Wong. Untuk Super Sporting Class seterusnya, Rookie Class, Muhammad Hamdani Hamid, Nabil Azan, Edelio berpegang pada kedudukan 1, 2 dan 3. Saki Bakinya, Muiz Musyafa, dan Sharik Zulkarnain berpegang pada kedudukan nombor 4 dan 5 masing-masing.
Yeah, amazing result for all these drivers. I'm super proud that a lot of these guys, especially the rookies, have been able to get a taste right now of what wet racing is like, and certainly be carrying all these experiences all the way to the pit garage. Let's have a look at the highlights right now as we see the race start here. Of course, Mohamed Farik was leading the entire pack going through, but as soon as the rain started to kind of flash a little bit towards the middle, that's when the chaos really started to begin. A lot of bumping and grinding as well, as drivers really struggled to kind of like keep the cars straight and narrow when it comes to the track being this wet. But Mohamed Farik, though, he lost out on a lot of positions though, as cars kept passing through him. I mean, Mark Darwin did, Mitchell Chia as well. Brendan Paul was kind of holding on for dear life there and really forced kind of his hand at points here in order to try to maintain his track position. And a bit of frustration even building up with these drivers here who can't really find a way to get past some of these guys, especially in the early parts of these race. But nevertheless, though, as things continue to go on, another flash of rain allowed some of these drivers to find opportunities here. Brendan Paul moving in onto Mitchell Chia here and actually was able to block him coming into turn 1 and fantastically was able to keep blocking it all the way towards turn 2. Then later on, we did see Mitchell being able to fight back, and two cars slipping at the same time, hitting the same puddle of water, and this was the massive damage that Farik incurred at its back end there to cause his bumper to hang out. Then we did see Boy Wong as well struggling to try to keep his car together, really drifting through some of these corners. Really, you can see the amount of water here has really affected the performance of these the performance of these tires here. And some of these drivers literally had to take the escape onto the grass there because they just understeered way too much coming into that final turn. So it was completely hectic. We did see this massive incident here with William Ho hooked on the back end there by Boy Wong, ends up into the tire wall, and unfortunately took him a little while before he was going to be able to get himself up and running again. But thankfully, the car was still able to keep on running.
Tetapi walaupun ada beberapa halangan yang dialami oleh beberapa peserta kita pada hari ini, tetapnya kami akan lihat cubaan yang datang daripada Tengku Jalil memang membawa hasil besar akibat kebolehan beliau untuk bermain ataupun mengawal jenteranya dengan konsisten, berjaya untuk merampasi kedudukan nombor 1. Itulah dia Tengku Jalil pada detik yang kami telah pun berkata di mana dia berjaya untuk merampas kedudukan nombor 1 daripada Mark Darwin dan juga Muhammad Hayden Haikal. Ribuan terima kasih kepada anda semua yang berada di acara kita dan juga menonton siaran langsung kita pada hari ini. Jikalau anda tiada apa-apa rancangan pada hari ini, datanglah ke Litar Antarabangsa Sepang dan luangkan masa anda bersama dengan kita dan pelumba-pelumba kita di sini.
We still have the on-ground events going on. Even with these rainy conditions here, you can be assured that our activities will still continue as per. I mean, we continue racing here despite the rain, right? So what else for everything else here? Ladies and gentlemen, you can still join us over here at Sepang, and I highly encourage that you do so here because this event is open to the public. You can literally drive up here, have a meet and greet with your favorite drivers, and as well experience the atmosphere over here at this TGR festival, which I guarantee you'll be going home with lots of really good experiences to share.
Memang ada banyaklah yang perlu kita imbas kembali daripada segi memori-memori yang telah pun terlepas. Namun sedemikian beberapa aktiviti menunggui anda. Kita tetapnya ada kita telah pun selesai dengan super sporting dengan rookie. Kami tetap ada sporting class dan juga promotional class. Saya rasa promotional class antara satu kategori kegemaran bagi penonton-penonton kita di rumah dan juga orang yang hadir kepada acara ini. Tapi memanglah kami menunggui daripada ayat-ayat kata daripada Nas. Rasanya dia pun berdebar-debar daripada segi aksi yang menunggui anda. So, secukup-cukupnya daripada Victor, pengulas English saya, dan saya, Nick Haris, pengulas bahasa Melayu anda. Kami akan dengar selanjutnya daripada Nasrul. Nasrul, silakan.
Wow, bila angin tak ada, ribut tak ada, tahu-tahu hujan begitu kan, Tabah?
Ya, tapi sekurang-kurangnya kan sekurang-kurangnya hujan itu telah menyejukkan sikit kita. Tetapi cabaran itu sebenarnya kepada pelumbang.
Tepat sekali, cabaran yang hebat. Gila kalau kita tengok race tu tadi, super sporting class dan juga rookie class. Wow, slipping and sliding everywhere. Tambah kalau bila hujan macam ni, syok tak bila tengok race.
Lebih excitement lah. Maksudnya saya pun naik dekat tempat di mana penonton dapat menonton daripada booth sponsor.
Yes.
Memang teruja, ada yang menjerit, ada yang macam terkejut itu, terkejut ini.
Yes.
Commentators kita pun sampai hilang suara.
Jadi kalau kita nampak para pengunjung yang datang ke sini memang dapat merasai kehangatannya. Jadi pada korang yang sedang tengok secara langsung online ni, mari ke Sabah International Circuit selepas ini. Kita tengah set up kat sana tu Ara. Apa yang sedang terjadi di main stage ni?
Oh, sekejap lagi. Sekejap lagi kita akan bersama dengan selebriti-selebriti kita. Mereka akan menurunkan tanda tangan. Jadi datanglah beramai-ramai. Kalau yang berdekatan dengan litaran masa sepan ni rasanya sempat.
Sempat.
Rasanya sempat. Tetapi kalau yang jauh sikit mungkin kena pecut sikit. Tetapi berhati-hati.
Berhati-hati tengah basah di jalan raya. Dan jangan lupa malam ini konsert istimewa khas dari Indonesia kita bawakan Judika live from Sepang International
Petang
Circuit.
ke malam?
Oh, petang-petang sikit.
Lah,
pasti sempat kalau leave the house now, sempatlah sampai sini untuk kita. Sebab kalau anda tonton online, kita akan tutup stream sebelum konsert Judika.
Maknanya streaming untuk Judika tak akan ada dapat.
Yes.
So kena datang dekat Litar.
Yes saya. Jadi kita akan kembali pada pukul 1.45 petang kita untuk saksikan sporting class dan juga promotional class race day 2.
Itu yang paling menarik. Ramai juga yang nak tahu apakah kedudukan Zizan akan dapat dipertahankan. Itu yang paling menarik sekali dalam promotional class. Dan saya rasa memang semua kategori pada hari ini akan lebih sedikit mencabar. Sebab jalan raya slippery sikit, licin. Itu yang best. Kita nak tengok cara mana mereka mengendalikan jentera masing-masing.
Tepat sekali Tabah. Terima kasih banyak-banyak dan kepada anda yang sedang menonton. Kita akan berehat seketika. Kita kembali 1.45 petang nanti. Syabas.
Toyota, all about the drive.